Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, and konbanwa wherever you are in the world. I'm trying to think of a fun way to do it today. I am the idol to give you the wings to fly, cyber angel Rita Kamishiro at your service. How's everyone doing today? Hi. Hello, hello. Hi, Nara. Hi, Demon Warrior. Hello, Bio. Hello, Innocent. Hello, Corin. I don't like your tone. Welcome into the stream. Hi, Gundam. Hello. How am I? I'm doing great. Pretty run-of-the-mill day today. Once again, idle side job. Got a little bit of work done. Only a tiny little bit of work done because then I got a nice workout in. And now here I am. I also ate a chicken sandwich right before. As a nice little post-workout snack, food, meal. I did have a nice workout. It was nice. It was good. Hey, TND. Welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh. Wow. Today's going to be, compared to all of our other Genshin streams today, it's gonna, instead of it being, well, I don't know. I don't know what today entails, but seeing as how it's an interlude, we've just been building up and up and up, more and more and more intense, going through chapter 4, and now we've hit an interlude. Before what I'm assuming is another big, chunk of content, I guess intense chunk of content in Act 5? Act 5, Chapter 5 is what's next. We just finished Act 4 of Chapter 5. And now we're in the interlude. Oh my gosh. So, I don't know. I was thinking maybe we could just do a recap of, a general recap of everything so far. So if you're new here, worry not. I can give a brief little summary of everything that's happened in Natlan so far. I'm not in Natlan. I'm currently in the water. I don't know why. I think I was crafting stuff here and then I ran around and I accidentally fell in the water. But I can give a quick little recap of everything that's happened so far in Act 5. Before we do we're going to do a tribal chronicle first. The reason why I chose this specific tribal chronicle is it's actually in the way of me advancing to the interlude. Because the first part of the interlude requires that I do something in the Flower Feather clan, and I haven't done any of the tribal chronicles yet. So I figured we can do the Flower Feather clan chronicle. I think they're called chronicles, like Xenoblade Chronicles. You do that one today, and then do the interlude chapter afterwards, and then I can be on my merry way and do. I can play some Genshin. I can do the tribal chronicles in my own time. But it's your favorite one? Oh, yippee! Okay, well, I'm excited to see what it has in store for us then. Yeah. So, yeah, take it away! Oh my gosh, I guess it's time for me to do my recap, which is going to be a lot. I'm going to gloss over a lot of the details because I feel like there was so much that went down. But Chapter 5 tells the story of Natlan. This is I guess since it's the 5th chapter, was Mondstadt a prologue? I think technically this is the 6th the 6th nation that we go to. The 6th nation whose problems we have to solve instead of finding our missing sibling. But yes, Chapter 5 focuses on Natlan, and we go to Natlan, what's the first thing we do? We meet Kachina, who wanted to join in this thing called the pilgrimage. And essentially it's this series of trials and tests, battles type situation in order to figure out who is the strongest warriors in Natlan that year, I think. I don't know. I don't remember how often they do the pilgrimages. But essentially they decide who's the strongest to send out to these things called night wars. And essentially it's like an honor to be chosen or to be the strongest because you get to fight against the Abyss. And the Abyss is the Abyss. It's like a dark sort of force and energy that has been attacking Natlan for however long. Not great. So it's a huge honor to be able to fight and do so. And we also meet the Archon there. At the stadium because she's kind of like presides over everything. And unfortunately, not unfortunately. Well, let me step back first. We also meet Kanich. We also meet Mualani. And Mualani is Kachina's friend. She joined the pilgrimage, hoping to do her best and things like that. But Kachina, who didn't think she was going to win because she'd always lost before, actually does win. And she was able to have the honor of going to the Night Wars. Hello, Triad. Welcome in. So in the meantime, while Kachina's out doing war stuff, Mualani is like, hey, come visit my village. We'll go check this out. So we go visit the people of the springs. We have a little tussle with the abyss. And after that little road trip, we come back and we hear that Kachina had fallen during the Night Wars. But that's okay. Really weird without context saying that, right? But people like Kachina have something called an ancient name. And what an ancient name allows you to do is that if you fall during the Night Wars, you are able to be resurrected during a ritual. And so they host the ritual after, the other heroes return from the Night War. And unfortunately, they were not able to bring her soul back, which is not good because, well, one, because we lost our friend. We don't know where she is. And two, people started their faith is shaken now. Welcome into me. Hello. And so not great. So they have to figure out how to get Kachina back. And so they decide to, as a group, go to what is called the Night Kingdom. It's kind of like the underworld type situation to find her and bring her back. So they go, they tussle with all the blobs of darkness in the abyss. They come back and the Archon, Mawika, she tells them about Natlan's very grim fate, that in about a year, Natlan will be destroyed by the abyss. So she also tells Traveler and everyone about the prophecy, of the 6 heroes who will, fight to save Natlan. But unfortunately, I think they're missing 2 heroes at that point. So, while they're looking for their heroes and things like that, Mawika is like, hey, you should talk to Shilonen and get yourself a ancient name. Because an ancient name would allow Traveler to, be revived, during all this fighting. Because Mawika was like, hey, can you help Natlan out? Can you fight with us? So we meet Shilonen, and Shilonen's like, this is kind of an impossible task because ancient names can only be forged by people who are from Natlan, and you're not from Natlan because the Traveler is an Outlander. So Shilonen is like, okay, go talk to Sitlali. She probably will have answers for you. And Sitlali was like, oh, well, I'll help you out if you could help me out. My grandson Ororon is missing. And so they do some investigating and they find out that Ororon, I like how I was like, I'm not going to go too detailed into it. And then I dive a lot more detailed than I expected. So she's like, okay, help me out. I'll help you out if you help me out. Go find my grandson. So we investigate with Sitlali. We find out that Ororon had something to do with one of the Fatui members. The Fatui being like the elite members. Fatui Harbinger, the elite group within the Fatui. And that Fatui Harbinger is Capitano. And so he was like, I actually want to save Natlan too, like your Archon, like Mawika. But I have a different plan on how to do that because Mawika she has like the secret, emergency plan that she's not telling you about kind of thing. And that is like using her Gnosis to save Natlan. And the way that Capitano wants to do it would involve, it's basically like, because the way that Capitano would do it is that everyone now would be saved or not be put at risk, but at the cost of like erasing, I guess, the roots of Natlan's culture and history and memories and ancestors. Whereas Mawika's is opposite, if I remember correctly. Like hers put a lot, like everyone currently at risk, but it preserves the structure, the past and the future of Natlan sort of situation. Exactly. Yeah, the people now would also be at risk. So yeah, they essentially had different ideas of like, if we you know, like, what's the point of saving the future of Natlin if, you know, we don't save them now, and then vice versa. So they basically both had Natlin's best interest in mind, but the way they went about doing it and, you know, what they were willing to risk and things like that were just a little different. So they eventually team up. Well, what else happened? I think they start up the source mechanism, they meet the Lord of the Night, but the important part there is that eventually Capitano and Mawika team up. And so yeah, because basically Capitano's like, okay, well, I'll have the Fatui fight alongside you, sort of thing. And as they sort of come to that conclusion, the Abyss starts like their full-on attack. This is the part that I fully remember now, because it was so stressful, like, trying to make decisions and things. But the Abyss basically just full-on attack Natlin at this point, and we're in the full-out war now. All of Natlin is engulfed in the war with the Abyss. But by that time, we were able to gather the last two heroes, one of them being Ororon, and the other one, oh my god, I don't even want to talk about it. It makes me sad. But they were able to get two extra people. So they now have all 6 of the heroes. And alongside the 6 heroes, and then, you know, Traveler and things like that, we were able to defeat the Abyss. I guess for now, question mark? I don't know if it's like they're going to be coming again years in the future. I don't know. But we were able to push them back. We also saw the fake sky. Ding, ding, ding. And hello, Gonzalez. Hello, patient. Welcome, welcome. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. I think we still have to, like, fight. I think that's what the 5.3 patch was, the Act 5. But I think that's pretty much it. I know there's a lot of details I missed, but there's only so much you can do in a recap like that, right? It got very emotional. Yeah, Mawika wants to save everyone and everything. Yeah, for sure. It's really interesting seeing how different the captain and Mawika, you know, view, because they essentially like want to do the same thing, but the way that they want to do it is very different. If that makes sense. Oh my gosh. Hey, Pizza Man. You wonder if Genshin will ever top Fontaine's story? I don't know. Fontaine is still my favorite, so I'm not gonna call it until I finish Natlin. But Fontaine is still my favorite. Still mostly got the point across. There you go. That was my goal. So hopefully I was able to refresh your memory. Of course, maybe missed some of the details. And if you're new here, hopefully that helped you out. But without further ado, let's go ahead and do our Tribal Chronicle. You personally think Natlin is on par with Sumeru, but Fontaine is a bit better. Agreed. I was about to say, for me, I think maybe this is a recency bias. For me, it's Fontaine, then maybe a little bit more. I agree that Natlin and Sumeru is very, like, maybe Natlin a little bit more for me. And again, that might be a recency bias. But Fontaine, Natlin, Sumeru, Liyue. Well, I think it's a recency bias, because I feel like I also I'd have to go back and like think about the Liyue story, but I think definitely at the bottom is still Inazuma. Yeah. Yeah. You stopped at Inazuma and came back. Sad I missed the Fontaine hype because it was so beautiful. It's okay. You can always create your own hype, you know? I do understand what you mean, though. Like, having people to be excited about it with. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. You're the minority that likes Natlin more than Fontaine. That's okay. That's totally fine. Everyone has their own opinions. Oh, my gosh. What do you think for you? I really want to know, what do you think made it, like, stand out to you? I like seeing how different people come to their conclusions about, like, what their favorite, like, chapter or characters are. Yeah. Watching the reactions to the Masquerade of the Guilty trailer is so fun. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you could tell, but I explored some of the maps some more.
It's coming from that bridge.
Oh my gosh. So I was like hanging out with some of my friends, and they were like, "Your reactions are so funny to like movies and games and stuff." And they're like, "I would love to just watch you like react to stuff." And they were like, "Yeah, that's so true." And I was like, "That's really well, obviously, because you guys are all here." Oh my gosh, you would like Fontaine the most? Is that for the prison arc? You didn't like that part of Fontaine? What was it about it that you didn't like? Oh, look! Rita react content? Well, I don't know. I don't think I do, like, just reacting. You know what I mean? Like, just to react to TikToks or whatever. I, like, play a game, and then I react to it as I play it. You know what I mean? The prison arc was bad? Truth be told, I don't remember it too much. I just remember, like, going to work. I remember working. Oh no! Oh my god! Oh, I'm sorry. What happened? What did I do?
Oh no! Why is she crying? Should we go check on her?
I'm assuming this is the flower feather
Thinking of doing something
quest.
stupid.
Oh.
I'd leave her be.
Chaska! Hello! Xenoblade revisit cutscene reactions. Oh my gosh, patient. That's gonna be me with XE3. Absolutely. React streamer? No. I don't think I'll ever be a React streamer.
The warriors of the Flower Feather clan are a proud bunch who never
You
show
never know.
their vulnerability
Never
in
know.
public, even if they've gone wingless.
Oh. Oh wow. So this must be like really serious.
Oh,
How's the volume?
Good to see you again, Traveler and Paimon. Before we carry on, let's get a little further away before Koyer notices us.
Koyer. Oh, is that the person? I'll be pausing so much in XC3. Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna like go into random like 2-hour
that girl on
video
the
essay
bridge.
tangents.
Koyer, you said? Should she really be on her own right now?
Pretty name.
With the
Volume's
mental
good.
state she's in, it just seems risky.
Look, a statue.
Don't worry. That's exactly why I'm here. Elder Alpa sent me to keep an eye on her. If she does attempt the unthinkable, I'll swoop in and catch her. I doubt it'll come to that, though. She's a fighter. A
Oh.
warrior, in fact.
You still
One
never
aim
know
for the
though.
sky. However despondent she might feel now, I'm confident she'll get through it.
What do you mean aimed for the sky?
Well, in the Flower Feather clan, there's an elite flying squad made up of Kukusaur riders.
Oh, I saw Kukusor, I
And it's an
think.
extremely selective squad.
Oh no.
To become a rider, you need to undergo a trial where you not only demonstrate mastery of the relevant skills, but also win the approval of the Kukusaurs. Koyer has spent years training for her most recent attempt.
No.
But unfortunately, she didn't pass. So it's not hard to see why she's so upset.
And when you mentioned going wingless, what does that mean?
Sometimes, after multiple failed attempts to pass the flying test and win the Kukusaur's approval,
No.
people get so disheartened that they give up on their dream to soar the skies. They resolve to quit trying for good. We call those people the wingless.
The wingless. That sounds so dense.
Do they get expelled from the tribe?
Paimon. I don't
What?
think it's that serious.
No, of course not. They're still prized
Oh
warriors.
gosh, Paimon.
We have a saying. Just as the Kukusaur treasures every feather on its body, so the tribe treasures each one of its children.
Aww,
This hits even
that's
harder in
sweet.
the wake of the war.
Oh.
All of our young warriors carry the future of our tribe on their shoulders. Besides,
Are they all warriors? Like,
every Kukusaur falls from its nest before it learns to fly. It's practically a rite of passage. Likewise for the wingless, we always hold out hope that one day, when they're ready, they'll rekindle their dreams and keep trying.
Aww.
Until then,
Never give up on your dreams.
all we can do is quietly watch over them from a distance. Just like I'm doing now.
Ah, okay. Paimon hopes she'll get back on her feet soon.
Well, from the sound of her whistling, her confidence has been seriously shaken. No Kukusaur is going to respond to a call that sounds like that.
Oh, she's got to be confident in herself.
Yeah. People from my tribe call to their Saurian companions by whistling or blowing a horn. So it sounds like Koyer was trying to summon a Kukusaur to practice her flying.
I
But
guess
the
she
Kukusaurs are
couldn't
an
get
even
one because
prouder
she
bunch
wasn't
than our warriors.
confident sounding.
They would never respond to a lackluster whistle like that. First she failed the trial, and now she's struggling to even summon a Kukusaur. That's only gonna hurt her confidence further.
Oh
Getting trapped in
no!
that vicious circle is the kind of thing that'll make people go
True.
wingless.
It's a
Surely
downward
there must be
spiral,
something
truly.
we can do to help.
We gotta cheer her on. We gotta
That's very
build her
kind of you.
confidence.
Koyer's flying skills are up to par, but mentally she's stuck in a rut. If she wants to return to the sky, she has to overcome that for herself.
Real. It's just as much
I'm going to lay
mind
low nearby,
as it is matter.
just in case she takes a turn for the worse. Let me give you a tour around the tribe once this is all over.
I feel like, yeah, you gotta you can't do it if you don't believe you can, you know what I mean? Well, sometimes I surprise myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did it. Hi Joshua, welcome in. How's it going?
Koyer still isn't giving up. Even though Chaska said that she has to do this by herself, Paimon can't help feeling like maybe we can nudge her in the right direction.
Yeah, give her like a little confidence boost,
What
like
if we could
cheer
get a
her
cuckoo
on,
sort of
you know?
fly up to her? That might give her the confidence.
Oh my gosh,
boost
we should
needs.
become a cuckoo sword. Actually, that sounds like a plan. Oh my gosh. Oh no, I feel like we're lying to her. Yay! Act 1. I believe there's 3 acts. Is that correct, Archangels? You could answer that. Yeah, oh no. No! This is like, I feel like we're lying. Oh. Oh, I gotta see if I remember how to do this. Oh wait, that's the Nightwind one. Let me change this, hold on. West. This one. The wingless. She's like, I don't like this one. I don't like this cuckoo sword. Should I walk up to it? Oh, should I, as the creature, walk up to her? Sorry. She's like, what is this one doing?
It's
a
Kukusaur. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Really happening?
I hope this just gives her the push that
did
she
it.
needs.
I summoned one.
Oh, I hope she
was
doesn't
beginning
understand.
to think you'd all given up on me completely.
What's a little deception between
Thank
friends?
you.
That's fair though.
you.
Like if it gives her the confidence to like, if it's really just like a mind over matter thing and she just needs this one win, and then she'll be able to do it again. I wouldn't make this a repeated thing, but if she just needs that little push, surely like, you know. Looks like her mood's lifted. Now to wait till she's not looking and fly out of here.
Excuse me? Would you mind
Oh.
if we did some flying practice together?
I've only flown
right
once as a
now?
cuckoosaur, so this is gonna be really awkward.
I think I know where I went wrong in the test now. I need to maintain a higher speed on my turns. So I just gotta practice my belt tail slides and split S maneuvers.
Yeah, I know what that is. Yikes, those sound complicated. I'm out of my depth. This is too dangerous.
Also, I really want to try some stall turns and cobra maneuvers.
Those are some fancy words, Koyer. Crikey! I've never even carried a passenger, let alone while doing all that. I need to get out of here. No, I mean, you could just feel like I'm just a untrained cuckoosaur. Oh.
Huh? That sounded like a whistle. Is someone else trying to summon a cuckoosaur?
What if they take me away from her? Now's my chance! No, but that's gonna make her feel worse.
Wait!
Well, at least she knows she did it. You know, once. With the whistle providing the perfect cover, you make your escape. I wonder if that made her feel better or worse. We'll see. Oh, I hope so. Why do I feel like I made it worse? Oh, I forget what these things are. Surely it's like a current or something, but I wonder if I have to be a cuckoosaur. I keep seeing them. You know what? Let me try it. I'm sure. Let me see if it does it. Enter. Yeah. Very cool. Okay. Let's go this way. Oh, look, there's a waypoint that I haven't gone yet. Oh, that's in the Flower Feather Clan, I think. Okay, well, I'll go there later. Oh. Become this one. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Alright, this one. You like this BGM? Yeah, I like Natlan's BGM a lot. Oh my gosh, hey, crazy seeing you guys here. Did you see that cuckoosaur fly up to Koyer? I know I did.
Chaska, I summoned a cuckoosaur. They do still respond to me
Aw.
after all. Although, unfortunately, someone else summoned it away again before I had
At
a
least you
chance
did
to
it.
go for a
That's what
flight.
matters, right?
Oh, really? That is unfortunate.
You can do it
But if you
again.
can do it
Aww,
once, you
I
can do it
believe in
again.
you.
Keep at it, and you'll pass the trial eventually.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I almost thought about giving up, but I'm glad I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Chaska, how's Koyer doing?
Huh? Who are you? And how do you
Oops.
know my name?
Oh, forgot.
These are my,
Now she knows
friends.
she's been talking.
the Traveler and Paimon. You came up in conversation the other day because I was telling them about up-and-coming warriors in our tribe.
Oh, and you are
The
one.
Traveler, huh? So that's you. What do you mean up and coming?
Oh, I thought that was a compliment.
I am to passing the trial. Anyway, we haven't met before, have we? You look so familiar somehow.
Maybe you saw her in the stadium? Or anywhere, really. She's been all over Natlan lately, so it's not surprising that you've seen her around.
If you say so.
Yeah, that must be it.
Koyer, Chaska.
Oh, this name popped up before. Alpa. Oh, look at them flying in. Hey, Draco, welcome in.
Here you are. I've been looking everywhere for you two.
Oh, Elder Alpa! What's the matter?
I thought I should tell you myself. We're going to redo the flying trials.
Redo them? How come? This is so unexpected. And I can't believe you came out here just to tell us that in person.
It's embarrassing to admit, but due to time constraints, we didn't do a proper inspection of the arena before the last round of trials began. Then we started to notice many candidates performing worse than expected.
Maybe that's why she didn't
So
do
we
as well.
redid the inspection afterwards and found a number of issues which likely impacted candidate performance.
Hi, Sunny. Welcome, welcome.
This was entirely our mistake, and I apologize unreservedly.
Oh, but
I
that
know
means
it
she gets a
doesn't
second
make up
chance.
for it, but I thought bringing you this message in person was the least I could do.
Oh, look, Animo.
Oh,
Animo
okay.
baby.
Chaska, these people you're with, are they the Traveler and Paimon?
Oh my gosh, we're so famous. That's crazy.
Huh? You've heard of us?
As if we didn't help save the entirety of Natlan.
I have indeed. Gathering intel is an essential part of being a warrior. Plus, you've already made quite a name for yourself in Natlan. Actually, I've been meaning to invite you to enjoy our
excited to
tribe's
see.
hospitality for some time.
Hospitality? That includes food, right?
Of course
Paimon.
it does. If
Classic.
you let us host you, you'll be treated quite lavishly. Mighty warriors are highly revered in our tribe. Besides,
Aaron. Hey,
we
Sapphire.
still owe you for your help during the war. Without you, we would have suffered far worse at the hands of the Abyss. So I like the chance to show you our gratitude on behalf of the whole tribe.
Ooh.
Mighty warriors, plural? So Paimon.
She's like, yeah, finally, the recognition I deserve.
That should go without saying. Your flying skills are the envy of our tribe.
Oh, that's right, because they really, like, flying is their thing here. That's a good point.
The Flower Feather Clan seems like a really nice bunch of people. We definitely need to take her up on this offer.
Well, I'd love to stay, but I'm afraid I still have to inform the other candidates about the retrials. With our younger generation's future on the line, there's no time to lose.
Wait, Elder Alpa! Let me help! The sooner
Oh
everyone
my
gets
gosh.
the news, the better.
Maybe you should
Very
practice
well.
flying a bit more
In
before
that
you
case,
go on
Chaska,
tasks.
could I leave you to entertain
Or maybe
our
she's gonna
guests?
do it on foot.
Sure thing.
Okay, let's meet
Nice.
by the obsidian totem pole later. Koyer, let's get going.
Let's get going.
Okay.
All right, they're out of earshot.
Oh,
just gonna
she
come out
knows!
That Kukasaur who responded to Koyer's call.
Oh.
That was your doing, wasn't it?
Uh,
I can work with these creatures. I could tell something was off the second
Does she
I
know
saw it.
about...
Her
Well, we'll
whole
see if she
demeanor
knows
seemed
about
less
the
like a
indwelling.
Kukasaur and more like, well, you. So I figure you must have been pulling the strings somehow.
Chaska's like watching me. If she knows that it acted like me. Can't believe you saw through it.
She looked very flustered when Koyer asked for a ride. So I whistled to give her a chance to escape. And judging by the look on your face, that was a welcome intervention, huh? It's
So it
all
was
right.
Chaska.
If you'd rather your hidden talents remain hidden, I respect that. I won't press you for answers, and I'll keep my speculations to myself. You're the kind of person I'd still trust even if you had superpowers. I know you'd use them for good.
Good on her. She's like, not my business. I don't need to know. You keep your secrets. technically I deceived Koyer. Does that count as for good?
I think the ends justify the means in this case.
Yeah.
She just
I
lacked
agree.
confidence, and you helped her resolve her internal conflict.
Exactly.
you
It was a
hadn't
mind
intervened,
thing. It was a mind thing.
I likely would have gotten my mom to help out instead. Although, having said that, there's a small chance she might have recognized her and seen through the whole thing. That would have done more harm than good.
Well, luckily, no harm was done in the end.
Yeah. Anyway, if you're free now, how about I give you that tour I
Yay!
promised?
Let's do it. Hey, Markurian. How's it going? All right, let's go. Head to the flower feather planet. Look! Oh my gosh, so I was exploring. I was opening up the map, right? I accidentally started another quest, which I'll probably just do on my own time. But I was like, yeah, I need to go here, so I'm going to get some waypoints and stuff on the way there. I ended up going past this up to here because I wanted to get to this, but I got to this waypoint. So spoilerinos if you don't know if you don't want to know what's up here. I started walking up this like pathway here, and then something flew overhead and started throwing fire attacks at us. And I was like, is that a dragon? And so I kept walking. There's this like pathway, like a bridge. And then I was like, there are dead hilichurls on the ground. And I was like, I don't think I should be here right now. So I immediately turned back. And I was like, yeah, I think that's enough Genshin for today. I'll do that later. You love that quest? Because I thought maybe it's like the final act. I thought it was related to Act 5. So I was like, I'm going to leave that alone for now. So I can do that later. Yeah, I heeded the warnings. I was like, I see dead people on the ground. I'm turning around. Oh my gosh. Goodness me. The Dragon Quest. Isn't that like a game or something? Or a show? Oh my gosh, Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales. Oh my gosh. Kind of funny how the Traveler can skinwalk inside Saurians and no one thinks it's really weird. I don't think it's like common knowledge with, you know, like the citizens of Natlan. But I feel like, oh gosh. Oh, I was like, why are Mona and Barbara here? It's because I was fighting the Pyro Regis Vine. Because I finally upgraded Benny Boy up to level 90. Because he was always at 80, because 80 was always good enough. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to do some grinding. I feel like I haven't done that in a while. And so I finally grinded Bennett up to level 90. Because I was like, it's not a lot. It's not a lot to get him to level 90, but I never felt the need to, you know? Yeah, so I don't, oh my gosh, maybe there's a better way for me to go, but I'm just going to do it this way. My way or the highway, right? Hey, I hope I can make it. There. There it is. Okay. There's probably a more efficient way to do that, but that's okay. Alright. Yeah, Benny, you could be on the team too. Benny's actually a really crucial part of my team. Most important, I actually think, is Bennett. Because I've said this before, but if I had 4 people, I have 4 people. But if I only could get 3 people in a team, it'd be Bennett, Venti, and Xiao. And if it was only 2 people, it'd be Benny and Xiao. And if it was only 1 person on a team, only 1 person I could use, I would use Bennett. Because Bennett he's like an all-rounder, so it's perfect. I like this guy's Shulk cosplay. Me, every single time I see a red vest and a black shirt. Hi-ya!
Ready?
Hey, Envy, welcome in. Hi, Isekai Bokensha, by the way.
Uh-oh. Are they fighting? Should we try and break them up?
They're fine. Just
I know the
daily
Xenoblade
combat
references
training.
are crazy.
Combat training?
I'm gonna keep eating this sandwich, by the way. I hope you don't mind.
Not
Me
us.
occasionally nomming.
We're a tribe of warriors. In ancient times, we were the most elite troops in the nation, responsible for patrolling and defending all of Natlan. And even though times have changed, we've kept our martial spirit alive.
Hey, is that Chaska?
Jessica, you're back!
Not quite the full,
can you come
not
train
quite the
with us?
full Shulk cosplay,
Now's
but
not a
he's
good
working
time,
on
I'm
it.
afraid. I'm showing the Traveler and Paimon around. Maybe next time.
The Traveler and Paimon? Wait, you mean that legendary
You'll keep a
warrior
Xeno
and
mention
legendary
counter.
flying expert?
Oh, me?
Yep, that's
I'm a legend?
Right.
Awesome. It's so cool that you can fly without having to ride a cuckoo-soar. Even Chaska could only do that for short distances.
Oh, no worries, Isekai.
Miss
Thanks for
Traveler,
stopping by.
Can you teach me some cool sword tricks?
Oh, Miss Traveler! My family
Oh my gosh,
shop makes
Yatlin,
the
she's like
best volcano
one
cake.
letter away
You
from the
gotta
nation.
try it.
Let's behave ourselves, everyone. These people are here as our guests. They're going to meet Elder Alpa in a few minutes anyway.
Important meeting in a few minutes.
Martini, instead of being jealous of other people's talents, why not work on
That's
developing
right.
your own? Kapak, there's no point in trying any cool sword tricks until you've mastered the basics. Have you done all your sword drills today? And Yatlan, easy does it, okay? Not every conversation has to turn into you plugging the family
Aw.
business.
Okay.
Chaska's mini lecture calms the
Sorry
children
about those
down.
kids. They just got overexcited when they heard your name.
Aw, cute.
Hope it didn't bother you too much. This is a
Hey,
volcano
mercenary,
cake
how's it
that
going?
Yatlan forced into my hands. She said to think of it as an
Hi, Rock.
apology gift.
Whoa, it smells
Mm.
amazing! Traveler, you want some?
You're doing this stream and playing a demo for a new game. What game? It does smell pretty good.
That's good. Yatlan will be thrilled.
By the way, Chaska, those kids really adore you. You're way better with them than Paimon expected. Paimon figured you'd be more... aloof, maybe?
Aloof, huh? Well, to be fair, there was a period when I was like that. Around the time when I first joined the tribe. But it's a terrible attitude to have as a peacemaker. It tends to turn situations that could have had a peaceful resolution into a stalemate that can only be resolved by force.
Resolved by force, meaning beating both parties into submission?
Yep, exactly.
I know, aloof. It's fun
As
to
long
say,
as
isn't
other
it?
options are available, I try to avoid that at all costs. Someone once told me that peace imposed by force will crumble in a matter of days.
True.
But peace achieved through genuine dialogue actually benefits both sides.
Built on trust. That's right. The first Berserker Kazan, a Souls-like based on a Korean MMO. Nice! Hope you enjoy it.
Even if sometimes the parties are only willing to negotiate because they're both armed to the teeth.
When does it come out? And also, have you guys seen the Switch 2 announcement? I hopped onto my computer this morning before Idle Side Job, and I was working on a project. When am I not working on a project? And then I got sent it. Someone was like, one of my friends, I think it was MB. He was like, oh my gosh, Switch 2 announcement. I was like, that's funny, I just saw it. I haven't seen the video yet, then I watched it. I like how it has these cute little sound effects and things like that in the demo trailer. I'm excited. I want to get one. And I think there's gonna be a new Mario Kart. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for the link, Shai. Yeah, sorry, the Switch 2. Yeah. It was amazing. The wait was too long though. That's fair. That's fair. Oh my gosh. Well, I'll talk more about it after this cutscene.
That's true.
I was just thinking about that.
Hey,
Because someone was like
Chaska!
talking about demos. So I was like, oh, have you seen the Switch 2 one? Hey Leon, how's it going?
Uncle Cusco knows you're back. and
Cusco!
he's coming to get you.
Cusco!
Oh, thanks.
I love Ember's new groove! Oh my gosh.
Traveler, Paimon, got a dash. I'll meet you at the totem pole up ahead.
You like how the Joy-Cons are
It
drifting?
sticks
That's
out like
funny.
a sore thumb.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, are you running away?
Oh my gosh.
First rule of conflict resolution: grab the fan and run before the you-know-what hits.
Oh. Yeah, don't say that in front of the children.
Trust Chaska to make even running away sound cool.
Sorry about this. Just stall him for me, okay? I'll explain everything later.
I'm also glad the Switch 2 is backwards compatible. I was like, I don't want to have to buy all new games, especially since I'll just have bought X. You know, the definitive edition. Gosh. Yeah, so they snap on. They don't slide. Thank goodness, because I feel like I've had a couple issues where, not specifically with the Switch, but with like the Joy-Con holders. Well, like, you know how like they have the black straps that you put on? I've had such an issue sometimes with accidentally putting them on the wrong way, and then I have to like force it off of the Joy-Con. Stable 30 FPS in Breath of the Wild and the Xenoblade games.
A
I'm so excited!
golden-haired outlander and a white flying object. You must be the traveler in Paimon.
It's Cusco!
I heard.
What's
Chaska
his
was with
name?
you, but I suppose she's run away again, has she?
Oh my
Sorry,
gosh.
were you?
Who am am I?
We just
Only
need,
her father.
Pacha now.
She's supposed to go for a checkup every 3 months to see how her abyss condition is doing.
Oh.
We both agreed on it.
Oh.
But she's already missed 3 checkups this year. That's 3 out of 4.
Chaska's abyss condition. Is that what she had? Is that what she was showcasing? When the sad moment happened? I don't want to say it is sad. Oh my gosh. Who hasn't done the Joy-Con thing before? It just happened, okay? And then it happens, like, because usually, like, you know, I bust them out if I'm playing, like, Mario Kart with, like, a group of people, like, you know, having, like, a party, we're all playing games. And what I like to do is, like, I like to, you know, connect the controllers with the Switch and then pass them out and things like that. Because I like to be, like, a good, you know, host, a good friend if I'm bringing the Switch. And so, like, I'll put them all on the things and I'll hand them out to people. And I, like, do that while I'm talking to them. And so, like, I'll be fiddling with them, the Joy-Cons, and then handing them out. And I whenever I mess up in front of someone and they just have to watch me, like, force it apart. And they're like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I got it. 1 second. I know. It feels like you're going to break it. Gosh. Abyss condition?
Yes. She got exposed to abyssal energy as a young
Gosh.
child. Then her birth parents abandoned her. It's lucky
God.
those wild cuckoosaurs found her when they did, or she wouldn't have made it. They took her under their wing and raised her as one of their own.
Wow.
Eventually, some riders out on patrol spotted her and brought her back to the tribe.
I wonder how old
But
she was when...
She was practically feral at that point.
Yeah, okay, I was like...
The moment you took your eyes off her, she'd be getting herself into a fight. Or
I mean-
she'd run away to be with the Saurians. She seemed to prefer them to her own kind.
Can you blame
She
her,
might
though?
as well have been a Saurian in human form.
I mean, given the fact that probably most of her human interactions are with her parents who abandoned her, I can understand why she might have issues trusting humans. Hey, Sergeant, how's it going?
That must be the aloof period she mentioned,
Ah.
right?
Sounds like there was more going on than just being aloof.
We later discovered that her exposure to the abyss had planted seeds of conflict in her heart. So, we started trying to bring it under control. But ultimately, she's the only one who could control it. Anyway, she's much more human these days.
I can tell.
Yeah, don't worry about her. She seems pretty stable to Paimon. She's probably only avoiding the checkups because she thinks it'll stop you guys from worrying about her.
Aw.
Yes, I'm well aware of that. She knows she needs to be careful. If her condition ever took a turn for the worse, she wouldn't be brushing it aside like this.
Then what's there to worry about?
It's just, every checkup she's been to, they find new cuts and bruises. Nothing to do with the abyss, of course. Oh no, that's all fine. The problem with her is, she's her own worst enemy.
Real.
She's been living dangerously again. I'm sure of it.
Uh-oh.
That's why she's avoiding the checkups. She wants to hide it from us.
Yeah, Paimon can see her doing that.
Oh. In the past,
No!
she always had Koichi
That's
to keep an eye
foul!
on her. Now
No!
Koichi's gone. And I don't want to lose another daughter. Chaska's been increasingly reckless since Koichi passed. It's like she's trying to make up for it somehow. Next time you see her, please tell her to be careful for me. Even if she doesn't want to hear it.
I'm glad I
If she
timed this out
doesn't
the way
want
I
to
did,
do these
though.
checkups anymore, that's fine. I just want her to stop putting herself in harm's way.
Because I was like, maybe I shouldn't have waited so long to do the Tribal Chronicles, but I don't think I would have been able to if this was the dialogue that they have. Unless they have different dialogue for if Koichi is still alive by the time you play this. I guess like you would have been blocked from finishing it. Or starting it, I don't know. Oh, of course she's listening in. Wait, there was one, we were playing a game or something, and like, they had this trope, but like times 3. Because it was like, the main people having a conversation. I think it was Genshin still. And then like, 10 feet away, somebody was listening, and then 10 feet away from that person, somebody else was listening on that person, listening into the other person. Oh my gosh. Cusco rambles on about Chaska and Koichi. You patiently listen until the bitter end. Yeah, it was Genshin. Why do I feel like it was in Mondstadt? It was with Venti, wasn't it? Hey Joshua, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Some of the Chronicles are progress gated. I see. Yeah? Was it in the Mondstadt church? Is that what it was? Patience, this reminds me of that meme format, the Spider-Man one. Oh my goodness.
Where did the time go?
Okay, where did the time go?
Chaska before it gets any
Obsidian
later.
Totem
To
Pole.
get to the totem pole, we need to head north, right?
Yeah, nailed it. Yeah, I don't know why. I guess it was just such a vivid memory. I thought it was just so funny. Oh, reputation. Oh. That makes sense. Well, I guess that makes sense. They don't have like one central like capital thing. $80 for a new pair of Joy-Cons is expensive. Oh, I've never had to buy a new. I've always just borrowed friends' Joy-Cons, or like they'll bring their Joy-Cons whenever they hang out with me. Sorry to keep you waiting.
It's all right. I bet my dad talked your heads off, huh? What did he say?
Oh my gosh, speaking of like friends hanging out and stuff like that, I saw a post by one of my friends on one of my VTuber friends. I'm not gonna say who it is, just in case they don't want. Well, I mean, she posted it like publicly, and I gave my thoughts on it on the post, but just so that I'm not like talking about her business, not in her space. But it made me think about something that I feel like we could talk about just generally. But she was like, how does someone like in their 20s make friends like that you can just go and hang out with? Because she was like, you know, I just go and hang out with like my mom or things like that, and like her friends and things like that, which is fine, you know, at least you're going out and having fun. But it's like, how do you make friends? And it's this ongoing issue where we're losing third spaces more and more. And part of the problem is like social media and people wanting to spend more time online. But also I feel like people don't put enough importance into like developing and keeping third spaces, like libraries or like clubs or, you know, like community centers and things like that. And yeah, I don't know. You'd also like to know this? Cause like, okay, let me finish this cutscene, and when we're walking around, I'll talk a little bit more about it. But that VTuber is great, by the way. We used to be in the same agency. We're good friends. We're good friends. So, but you know, we're like internet friends. But I still consider her my good friend. But I see what she means though, cause it's like, yeah, I do get to. I do have friends that I can like, you know, hey, let's go out for brunch, or you know, maybe hey, like come over and I'll play video games. But making new friends, I haven't, because it's like the friends that I make, it's like I have made new friends in the past year, and I feel like a good chunk of them were online, but I feel like the other chunk of people were just friends that I made friends with because they were friends of my friends. Does that make sense? Yeah. Everyone's so wary of each other nowadays, it's hard to say hello to strangers. Yeah, and it's like it's hard to put yourself out there, like, because I was saying like, oh, if you're a fan of anime or video games, maybe you can go to a convention. And it sucks because a lot of times people go to conventions with friends already, so it's hard to like break into like an already established group and like, you know what I mean? I mean, you could. I'm trying to think if I've ever done that, but usually it's just like a passing like friendly interaction, and like I get stuck with a group of friends, like maybe if I like go to like a single rider line or something, and it's just like, okay, cool, we had fun, we had a great time, and then like we like go off and do our own thing. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh. No, let me put this here too as well. As a streamer, I'm very anti-parasocialism as well. As much as I love you all as fellow humans and, you know, fans of video games and stuff. Oh my gosh, I could also talk about this in a separate sort of like talk or whatever. It's like that's another thing too. It's like, how do you know, I don't know, because it's like you talk to people online and it's like you don't really know them, I guess. And it's hard to like figure out like where is that, like, am I friends with this person? Like, how well do I know them? I don't know. I'm tangenting into a totally different conversation, but I will continue on after this cutscene. I have a lot to say about this topic. Okay, Chaska says, it's all right. I bet my dad talked your heads off. What did he say? That you used to run away from home nearly every other day. And that nearly half of your peers got beaten up by you as a kid. The line with online acquaintances is hard to find. That's true. I will have to say this, though. If you are a viewer, and it doesn't just go one way. Viewer to, streamer, and streamer to viewer. Like, it's both ways, right? That's a sort of like, that is not like a friendship, I guess, if that makes sense. And that, again, that goes from viewer to streamer, how they view their relationship with a streamer and how a streamer views their relationship with their viewers, if that makes sense. Because I feel like a lot of people don't realize that streamers can also be parasocial towards like their chat. And that, there's not sort of like that level of understanding, if that makes sense. Like, it's not a cruel thing, I don't think, because I think a lot of people a lot of people can enjoy and support a streamer. A streamer can appreciate and love their community, but that's not like a friendship. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's always both ways, right? That's what a relationship is that, it's not just one way. And, friendship is different from, being able to appreciate someone for their company, or being able to appreciate someone for their support, or, whatever art they provide, or whatever words they share. And I feel like a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I think some people don't realize that, you can, that sort of relationship, so that sort of healthy relationship between a viewer and, a creator can be healthy. Like, you don't have to be friends, and that's okay. You shouldn't be, because you don't know, you don't know each other's lives, right? Both ways. Because it's like, I don't know your lives, and that's okay. Like, I can still wish you all happiness. I can still wish you all health, and I still can want to, provide things for you all to enjoy and provide a nice time, a nice space without being your friend. And I know that sounds terrible, but it's like, you don't have to be friends with someone to wish them well, right? You don't have to be someone's friend to want to do good things for them, if that makes sense. I know some content creators are like that. Yeah, people don't think about it that way, but streamers can also be parasocial. Saying things like, why didn't you show up to the stream? Like, you're always here, why weren't you there? Right? Because like, a viewer doesn't owe a streamer their time, right? The viewer can do their time as they please and not have to explain it to the streamer, because, that's, the streamer isn't their friend. They don't need to be, the streamer doesn't need to be policing what they do. Yeah. And it's scary to see either way. Yeah. Would be the question, how do you feel when a regular chatter is absent? Not in a parasocial way. I don't think like, they should have been here. Like, I don't think that you all owe your time to me, if that makes sense. I'm honored that you all, whenever you show up, because, you don't owe your time to me, but you choose to spend your time with me because you have fun, or because you enjoy my content, and, you like to support what I do and what I stand for. And that in and of itself is such an honor to me. However you choose to support me, and that's something you decide on your own. That's your prerogative, right? Whether you like to lurk or chat or donate or share the links and things like that, that's up to you. And I could never police how you do that, right? But streamers who I feel like have a parasocial relationship with us. Sorry, this turned into a really philosophical. I like having these conversations. If you're new here, I like talking about, this is a topic I'm very passionate about. What was I saying? I'm just very, again, as a very like human to human thing, like, I just appreciate how you show your support however you do. And, the fact that you're even here to support in whatever way you can is, it's a very humbling feeling thinking about it that way. I can't understand. And again, I'm not trying to like shame people who like streamers who may have a difficulty with that, with sort of tempering their relationship with their audience, because I can understand how maybe for some individuals it may be difficult, but to me it's difficult for me to understand how I could expect you all to like always be here, or to, because it's like you live your own lives, you know what I mean? Nick, hi! Oh my gosh, we're having a conversation about parasocialism. Yeah. Resident Yapper, that's me. You have those problems too? And you know, it takes a lot of courage to say that. And you know, it's not a shameful thing to admit. Of course, if it's something you want to... Hi, Nana! Oh my gosh, we're having a very serious conversation. I know, I appreciate that honesty, because that's the first step, right, JF? I just wanted to say that before I welcome in the raiders. I think being able to recognize that is the first step to thinking about how you want to resolve that. Welcome in, raiders! Sorry, we're going to pause real quickly. We'll continue this conversation after I welcome in the raiders and after we do this cutscene. Welcome in, everyone. I'm the idol to give you the wings to fly, Cyber Angel Rita Kamishiro at your service. And today we are playing Genshin Impact. We are currently in Chapter 5. Worry not, we're kind of doing in-between stuff, not necessarily main story stuff. So if you're just popping in, no worries. We can catch you up. Everything you need to know. But yeah, we are in Natlin in Genshin Impact. And we're currently playing one of the tribal chronicles. In Natlin, they have various tribes rather than like one central city. And each tribe has their own sort of tribal chronicle. And from what I'm understanding, it follows the heroes in each tribe. Because right now we are following the story of Chaska in this tribe, the Flower Feather Clan. And then if time allows, after this tribal chronicle, if time allows, because I'm yapping way more than I expected to, after this, we're gonna hopefully do the interlude for Chapter 5. Hi, Nana! Thanks for stopping by. It was so funny. We were having a very interesting / serious conversation about, like, parasocialism. Because I don't know how it was brought up, but it was like my brain latched onto it because I thought it was an interesting topic to talk about. So we'll wrap it up for now. We'll continue the story so the raiders can get settled in. And then maybe when we're running around, I can pick the topic back up. I see some messages still on the topic. Worry not, I'll come back. We'll circle back. We'll talk about it a bit more because I loved talking deeply about this type of stuff. So thank you again, you all, for trusting me to read your thoughts and things like that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what we're doing right now is the tribal chronicle for the Flower Feather Clan. This tribe has a lot of warriors, very prideful warriors, and their main thing is a lot of them can like fly these dinosaurs, these flying creatures called cuckoosaurs. And we meet one lady, her name is Koyer? And she's having trouble trying to get the cuckoosaurs to listen to her so she can fly. So she unfortunately was starting to lose faith in herself. But we were able to give her the confidence to try it again. And she also found out that they were redoing the tribal warrior exam or something like that. So she heard that she was going to be given a second chance. And so she went off to go do her thing to tell everyone that they're allowing the exam to be taken again. And now we're with Chaska. She's been giving us a tour around the tribe. And we just met with her father, and he was actually telling us a little bit about Chaska's past. She actually suffers, I believe, from something called like an abyss condition. And in Genshin Impact, the abyss is this sort of dark force. So ever since she was younger, she's been struggling with this dark force, this corruption inside of her. She also grew up amongst these other saurians, like they're dinosaurs. So, you know, she was abandoned by her parents at a young age, grew up mostly with the dinosaurs of Genshin Impact until she was taken in by the tribe. Now she's very well adjusted to tribal society, but before she struggled really blending in. Yeah, so that's where we are. You did raid into a very deep conversation we had about parasocialism, which is, again, a difficult conversation, sure, but I think it is very important to talk about when it comes up. So after we finish this little cutscene, maybe while we're walking around, I'll bring back to that topic. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Chaska says, it's all right. I bet my dad talked your heads off, huh? What did he say? That you used to run away from home nearly every other day and that nearly half of your peers got beaten up by you as a kid. I'll do this first one.
I was sometimes a little impulsive back then.
That's putting it mildly.
The memories. It feels like it was only yesterday.
This is the village
when we brought
elder,
you back
Alpa.
and had Cusco and his family take you in. Back then, no one imagined this pharaoh child would grow up to be the strongest warrior of the Flower Feather clan.
She's the hero of the
You're
clan.
the one that brought Chaska back to the tribe?
Aww.
That's right. Elder Alpa was already a veteran rider by then. She spotted me while patrolling from the skies and tracked down my Kukasaur mom.
Oh, the conversation from earlier started from us talking about the post. Oh yeah, because we were talking about making friends. Yeah.
Mom agreed it was time I tried to re-enter human society. But I didn't know the first thing about being civilized. I clashed with everyone who had to deal with me.
And look at you now. Renowned throughout the land as a peacemaker.
Yes, see?
How time flies.
Look, I'm happy for her. Because Chaska said she struggled kind of re-entering human society and like talking to people because she had lived away from humans for so long. But see, look! She was able to do it. I feel like that can be such a scary thing. I feel like people don't understand how scary like social anxiety is. I personally don't experience a big amount of social anxiety. Like, I can do like, I don't have to practice for phone calls. I'm not trying to like brag or anything, but I think a lot of people look at folks who have like social anxiety and think like, oh, they, I kind of like look down upon them, I guess, but it's like very debilitating. I mean, like, that's just how anxiety is, right? And everyone has a different sort of past and experience with it. So you can never, I feel like you can't judge someone because they have like an anxiety, but it's such a scary thing to overcome. And I think a lot of people don't allow themselves to give it a shot because they're scared that they won't be able to succeed, if that makes sense. Because of course you could be scared of doing the thing, of course, because you have an anxiety towards that. But, I'm glad that Chaska, because I'm glad she was able to make that leap. I feel like sometimes people are more paralyzed by the fear of failure than they are paralyzed by the fear of the actual thing that they're scared about. Does it make sense? I say that because I feel like I've had that experience before where I was scared of something, and just the fact that I was scared of failing to get over it, that kept me from doing it for so long, right? And then I finally started doing it, and yes, it was scary to like overcome, but then I was able to push through. Because I don't know if you all know this, I actually used to be a very quiet person, and I used to be very scared about public speaking. And that was something I never really thought I would be able to get over, because I don't think I had general like social anxiety, because I could talk to people like strangers and things like that, but public speaking I was really scared of. And I went into a speech class for it, and I was so nervous that I wouldn't be able to get over it, like that I would just fail at overcoming this fear. That was like bigger than my fear of public speaking. Yeah. Gosh. Yeah. It's like prepping for a hard conversation, then when it happens, it's no big deal. I feel that. I think I feel that, not in just general conversations, but I think like big like meetings and things like that. I'm like, oh, everything can go wrong, and then I do it, and then I think to myself like, why was I afraid of that? But it's like, it's because I was anxious about it. It's hard to fight that, I know, look at me now. Yeah, for Supreme. So proud of myself.
When the
Oh
day
my
comes that I
gosh.
can't fly anymore, it will be up to you to look after our tribe and our flying squad.
I don't know if we're gonna get to Interlude chapter today, you guys. Truth be
Here we
told,
go. I'm not a natural commander.
the Archon of Tangents
I'm
herself,
better off as a
real.
lone wolf on the front line. So stick it out at least a few more years, okay? Give Koyer and the others time to come into their own.
Oh, stop.
Wait, so isn't the leader just the strongest warrior in the tribe? At least Paimon figured that's how your tribe would work.
Strength is certainly a core tenet in the Flower Feather clan. But strength means far more
True.
than martial prowess alone.
True.
If it all came down to individual strength, I'd struggle to call myself a warrior, let alone a member of the flying squad. Any fighter in the tribe could take me down.
Really? I had you down as an elite warrior like Chaska. You have a video talking for 3 hours and I can listen while I work. Well, I'm happy to hear that. Rock says it's rough because most people will often judge you just because you're different, but the issue is most people don't want to admit that we all have issues with ourselves. True. I feel like there's just a lot of, and understandably so, because I feel like if you tell the wrong people, you know, people are so quick to use that as like ammunition against you. But I don't think there's anything wrong with like recognizing that there's something that you need to like address about yourself. Does that make sense? Like, oh, like, yeah, maybe I'm trying to think of something like I'm trying to work on. Like sometimes I like interrupt people because like just like the way that my brain works. I don't know, because like I finish people's sentences with them, and I know sometimes because I get excited about things, but sometimes like I know that can be overbearing sometimes, and so like that's something I you know, there's a lot of things I wish I could improve about myself, right? But I feel like, you know, it shouldn't be a shameful thing to be like, oh, this is something that I want to fix, if that makes sense. You know? I don't know, but I feel like people will look at that and say like, oh, you have a problem? Like that's, you know, judgment, you know what I mean? But I feel like everyone has something that they're always working on, you know what I mean? And I don't know. Like maybe all things go back to Xenoblade. Like, you know how Mithra's very tactless? She's very thoughtless. I don't think she's a bad person, but that's definitely something she could work on. But like, doesn't everyone have something that they're working on? You know? And I feel like we just need to be more empathetic towards one another as people, you know what? And I know sometimes that can be really hard, especially like in the heat of things. It's hard to be patient and empathetic, but I feel like generally speaking, like, I don't know. Your problem is that you're too perfect. Wow, must be nice. Oh my gosh, just a lack of social awareness with Mithra. Exactly, and like again, I don't think she's a bad person, but I definitely like she's just a person who has like things she needs to work on. And you know, like it'd be a problem if she refused to work on it or like refused to self-reflect and like make changes and things like that. But what I'm trying to say is I think a lot of people don't realize that we all grow up very differently, right? Some people maybe are blessed to have been surrounded by people who are very supportive in like making sure you were socialized well, or you like grew up in a nice neighborhood where it was easy to like talk to people who are also, you know, well adjusted and also like socialized well. But some people maybe grow up surrounded by a not so great community of people, or maybe their parents didn't do a good job of making sure that they were well socialized, and so going into like young adulthood or things like that, they may again like Mithra. This is why am I saying like Mithra may like lack social awareness, and maybe that's if it's something that they're aware of and want to work on, and you know it already is such a difficult thing to try to improve that I feel like we shouldn't add shame if they're already trying to improve it, right? Like don't shame people for having that sort of like gap, I guess. Especially if they're trying to work on it, you know? And of course, there's an extent to that, you know, if someone's really trying to work on it and things like that, that's separate from it than if someone is like blaming like blaming the bad things they do on their circumstances and things like that. That's totally different, right? But I don't know. I think we're so quick to judge people who are different from us. And again, I'm sure I'm susceptible to that as well. Like, you know, just subconsciously. I don't think we're anyone's immune to making snap judgments, right, about people. But again, that if that's something, you know, that there's a difference between making a random judgment in your head just based off of, like, you know, patterns or things like that, and then like catching yourself and being like, oh wait, that's not true. Like, you know, I shouldn't just jump to conclusions, and then, you know what I mean? I'm rambling. Yeah, imperfection isn't failure. I think everyone has something that they work on. And we shouldn't shame each other for wanting to improve. You honestly feel like it's quite different? I've learned that your biggest critic is yourself, and I overblow people's assumptions of me. When I'm out in the world, people think more about their problems than mine. That's fair. Yeah, I think... Yeah. Sorry, my rambling went a lot further than I expected, and then I got lost in the sauce. So I lost the point now. Sorry. Okay, let's go back into it. We really thought Alpa was an elite warrior like Chaska. We'll continue this later. We're not gonna get to the interlude today. I'm sorry.
It was something I aspired to at one point. So much so that I went adventuring in the Cinder City, Ochkanatlan, to try and prove myself. But it was foolish of me.
Oh no.
I wasn't ready.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Ironclaw, and I know you're saying that because you know that I know what you're saying. Because I love Bleach.
I came back empty-handed and seriously injured. The fact that I survived was something, I suppose. But after that, I never seriously considered myself a strong fighter.
What? I feel the fact that she even tried is
And yet,
admirable.
you still managed to become the leader of the flying squad, thanks to your experience and determination. All while battling those old injuries. Don't you think that's a display of strength in its own right?
Let's shelve this discussion for now. Traveler, Paimon, there are some simple refreshments on the table.
Dude, don't mind if I do.
Please help yourselves.
Yes! Paimon was waiting for that part.
Didn't you just gorge yourself at a whole bunch of volcano cake?
They were for the snack stomach. The refreshment stomach still has plenty
Okay,
of space.
real. Like how I have a separate dessert stomach. It's like you have food and it's like, you guys want to get boba? Even though you're full, it's like there's always room.
So full.
Well, if you're enjoying our hospitality, feel free to stay with us as long as you like.
Yeah, free food is for free food. We got a stomach specifically for free food.
Elder Alma,
Oh god.
there's, something's come up.
Uh-oh, there's an issue.
What happened? Is it serious? Shall I deal with it?
Oh god.
It's... Some merchants showed up. Not from our tribe.
A collab!
They said they were here to discuss some potential collaboration with us.
Oh my god.
Why now? This is terrible timing. There are a few winglets that we haven't managed to reach yet, and we still haven't inspected the retrial arena.
Wow, what a busy schedule.
Let me handle the other errands while you meet with the merchants. You shouldn't be trying to do everything at your age.
You should help too.
Paimon probably has 9 stomachs for real.
Ate.
Yeah, it'll help the digestion process.
Well, much obliged. Cheska, the remaining winglets are all people you know.
Okay.
Let's see. Pishika now manages the floating target balloons. Waska's probably still addicted to eyes on the feathered prize.
Oh, is it
and
like a game?
Junon spends her days up on the flying platform, staring at the Cinder City.
Ooh.
I'll leave you to tell them the news.
Someone says I'm gonna love the Ochkanatlan quest. Ooh, I'm excited. Okay, talk to the wingless. Alright. Are we just helping out here, or what's going on? I like everyone's hats. Oh my, I like your hat! Wow. Pishika.
Are you sure you don't want to reconsider, Pashika?
Mutota.
I appreciate it, boss.
Look at
But
their hats!
honestly, I'm pretty happy with my life nowadays.
Pashika, they're redoing the flying trials. Huh? Mutota?
Look. He has like wings on his hat.
Ah, did Alpa send you? I was just telling Pashika the news, actually. The way things are with the tribe these days. I mean, you don't need me to tell you. This here is no future for a seasoned warrior like you.
Ah, come on, boss. Do you have any
Hot
idea
air balloon
how long it's
administrator.
been? I've been wingless for years now. I'm not cut out for that anymore.
Honestly, that's fair.
Of course.
No harm,
I'll do
no
my
shame.
part if we ever need to defend the tribe. But there's really no point in me trying out for the flying squad now.
I feel like this might be a hot take. You know how earlier I was like, never give up on your dreams. I feel like there's a, I feel like there's a difference between like giving up on your dreams and then being like, okay, my priorities have changed, or like I feel like my dream has changed. I don't know, because I feel like people, maybe this is just people finding things to judge how people live their life or shame people for how they live their life. But I feel like on one hand, people shame you for chasing your dreams. Like, oh, you're reckless. Oh, you gotta think about this. Like, you gotta follow the funky flow. You gotta do what, people, what other people do, and, give up on your dreams so that you can be responsible and things like that. But then I feel like there's also a camp of people who shame folks for not following their dreams. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, you're just being like everyone else. Like, you're just following the flow. You're just playing it safe. But I think it's fine. There should be no shame in just wanting to play it safe, and maybe you do like doing what everyone else, and that's fine. I think it's really just a person by person situation. If you want to chase your dreams, go for it. If that's what you feel your life calls for, then do it. All the power to you. But it's like there shouldn't be any shame for just, again, I feel like it's that whole concept of like people are okay with being mid anymore, like being like regular. It's fine. Like, you don't have to be the CEO. You don't have to be a big world global superstar. And maybe, like, your dreams don't even have to be that. You know what I mean? Your dream could just be like, I want to work a 9 to 5 and have a 401k and retire at this specific age. That's a good dream. I feel like people have this expectation that dreams are like this big thing. You know what I mean? I don't think there shouldn't be any shame in that. I just feel like, again, it's that whole culture of like, we're not satisfied with regular anymore. We're not satisfied with mid, Yeah, retiring with a 401k might be a bit unrealistic. So exactly, that already in of itself is a big dream. I can attest to that as a pretty lofty dream, right? Oh my gosh. But like I said, it's like just staying in my lane and living a peaceful life. That's a nice dream. Oh my gosh, Iseka Bokichis is 9 to 5, 401k, IRA, and travel. Okay, big dreams there. I said realistic. Just kidding. Yeah, when did mid become a negative thing? Mid means like middle. It means like regular. I feel like regular in and of itself too seems like a insult almost. And I feel like it's this like hustle culture that we have, right? That you always have to be hustling, that you always have to make every side hobby monetized or whatever. And it's like, for me, someone like me, it's like me making my art my career and wanting it to be my career. That's a different thing, right? Like, that's just my calling, right? But for some people who just do art on the side, like, that's okay. That's totally, that doesn't need to be, not everyone wants to turn that into their career, their life, or whatever. That's fine. Yeah. You're traveling to Japan last year. Congratulations! I hope you had a fun time. Rita's preaching the path to Nirvana. I don't know. Me personally, I feel like I've spent a lot of time thinking, like, am I wasting my time following my dreams? Like, maybe I should just, settle down, get a different job, like a desk job, and like, maybe I should just stop being, because being a content creator is a risky career. there's like no guarantees in anything. And so sometimes I'm like, am I doing the right thing, right? Like maybe I should just follow the flow and do what everyone else is doing. And again, that's not a bad thing if that's what you want to do. But for me, it's like, what feels the most genuine to me, right? And that's what matters. Does that make sense? Yeah. Enemy fans were quick to see mid as bad already. Yeah, it's like, it's this idea that like every next thing has to be bigger and better. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to condone like complacency, right? Like I'm not saying you shouldn't try to grow and become a better version of yourself every day. It's just that like you don't have to be I don't know, it's fine wanting to have simple goals. You know what I mean? There's nothing more unfun than a desk job. That's fair. Because I mean, for some people, it's like, you know, some people find fulfillment in what. We're not gonna get to Interlude chapter today. I'm yapping so much, but this is very important to me. Why are all the raiders coming in on the day that I tangent about so many serious things? Okay, here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna welcome in the raiders. We're gonna introduce what's been going on. I'll wrap up the conversation. We'll finish this quest and then we can continue. We can continue this chapter and then we can continue however many tangents we have going on for today. But welcome in, raiders. I'm the idol to give you the wings to fly. Cyber Angel, Rita Kamishiro at your service. I hope you all had fun with Aoi today. Hope stream went well. Thank you for the Nuggy raid. And today we're playing Genshin Impact. We are pretty far into chapter 5, but if you don't know what's going on or if you don't want to be spoiled, worry not. We're not really playing the main chapter today. What we're hoping to do is something called the Tribal Chronicle, which is essentially a short story that follows one of the many tribes in Natlan. One of the many tribes, and I guess specifically one of the heroes in the tribe. So we're gonna just do one of those today, and if we have time, which we might not, because I've been yapping a lot today already. If we have time, we will do the interlude chapter for Natlan. And how Natlan is sort of structured is they have acts 1 through 4, which has the main story, then an interlude, which kind of like breaks up the story a little bit. Might have some serious lore drops, so we'll let you know. And then they have a 5th act, which I believe is the end of chapter 5. So today is just not random, but a side story, not part of the main story, which is what we're doing right now. And then we're gonna do, if we have time, the interlude story, like I mentioned. I've been tangenting a lot today. There's just been really awesome, like, topics popping up in chat, and so I've been picking them up. And we were just having this conversation about how people aren't satisfied with mid anymore, with regular. Everyone has this expectation that you have to do things that are bigger and greater, and you have to be a big CEO or a global superstar you have to like live your big grand dreams or have dreams that are big and grand. But it's okay to just want to keep your peace and stay in your lane and live a simple life. Yeah. And again, there's no shame in wanting to chase your dreams either. It's really what matters is that you follow what you in your heart believes to be right. And like for someone like me, it's like I feel like I am meant to at least give my dreams a try. You know, I feel like for me, if I didn't do what I'm doing right now and chase my dreams, I wouldn't feel fulfilled. And it's really up to you. It's a person by person basis. So we shouldn't shame other people for what they do with their life as long as they're not hurting anyone, right? Yeah, but so yeah, we're gonna wrap up that little conversation for now. Well, we can continue it later on if it comes up again. Or like, you know, when we're walking around, not in the middle of a cutscene, we can bring it up. But yeah. Cool. Sorry, we jumped around a lot, but we're gonna get back into this tribal quest. We can pick up, I am down to pick up more random tangents. I love talking about important deep conversations. Actually, the deep conversation we had before this one was about parasocialism, and that parasocialism can go both ways, not just viewers to streamers, but that streamers can also be parasocial about their audience. Really awesome stuff here today, guys. Really good conversation. But let's keep going. In this tribal quest, the tribal elder was just called away to check out something that was going on. It looks like some merchants showed up. They wanted to collaborate or something with the tribe. So we are completing a task the elder needed to do, which is going around and telling folks that the flying exam, I think, is going to be held once again, because unfortunately when it was held initially, it wasn't held correctly. So that's what we're going around and doing. Sounds like I'll have to watch that part of the VOD. Sounds interesting. Yeah, it was super fun. Tangents are the spice of life. Please keep up the hard work. Thank you. I was just thinking this today. I was like, I'm very grateful that I have so many people who believe and support, believe in my vision, in my dream, in my, goals in life. And I'm just very grateful. I don't think people realize just how much support really means to a journey like this, like pursuing like content creation and things like that. So I'm very thankful for every single one of you for listening to me yap and listening to me like make music or, make content and things like that. So my dreams would not be possible without you all. Let's continue.
I've already made my peace with it. Not everyone has what it takes to return to the sky after going wingless. Elder Alpa's perseverance is something else.
So, this guy, this is why we had the tangent conversation. This guy, Pashika, right here, going wingless, meaning that they sort of stopped attempting to be able to fly with a Saurian. So he's specifically saying like, oh, I stopped flying for a while. I don't think I have what it takes to go back. So, yeah.
And it's okay if I'm not destined for
real, period. I called it.
Approval, but with my hot air balloons,
that's real. That's right. See, I literally called this. I literally knew where this was going, because they were like, come on, man. This life isn't suited for you, man. Like, you could be such a great warrior, but like Pashika's like, it's okay. I don't have to be this big. I don't have to be a big warrior, celebrity, whatever. I can do my own thing, and I can do it in my own way. You know what I mean? Love that. Thank you for streaming, of course. My pleasure.
Handling these balloons every day, seeing how the customers react,
real.
the looks on their faces.
See?
That's enough for
See,
me.
that's his joy. That's his fulfillment. You know what I mean? And like, that's all that matters to him. Because again, someone else might not be satisfied. Maybe for them, like, customer service or just like being able to connect with people in that way isn't like their thing. And that's fine. That they do what they want to do. You know what I mean? But Pashika's living his best life. Let him live.
Something you love doing can be just as hard as passing the flying
Real.
trial. It's worth holding on to.
Real. And the thing is though, like, because finding joy and fulfillment, it looks different for everyone. Like, I could never, me saying I could never does not mean I'm judging people who do this. Let me clarify that. I personally don't think I could like sit at a desk and do sort of like non-creative work, because I'm a creative person. I can't do that. That would make my brain go cuckoo crazy, right? But I have friends who are like, yeah, I don't like desk work either or whatever, but what gives me joy is like being able to like save up lots of money and be able to like travel or see like K-pop concerts and stuff like that. And what gives her joy and what pushes her through, what she does well or whatever, is like her K-pop concerts and her photo cards, right? And to her, like, that's fulfilling, right? She's like, I work hard, but I do it for BTS. And I'm like, you're so real for that. And she's like, yeah, like me and my friends, and like her and her partner, like that, they both like really like BTS and things like that. And so she was like, it's very fulfilling to me to be able to do that. And so like I like that, and for her that works, and that gives her fulfillment. You know what I mean? And I'm like, respect. That's like, I don't know, everyone. I think we should just judge people less and focus. Stop worrying and judging other people and focus more on what gives you fulfillment. Period. Continuing on.
Fair enough. It's your choice. I won't force you.
Oh, by the way, You should try taking a balloon ride if you've got the time. Once you've been up there for yourself, you'll see why I love it so much.
I'm a little busy at the moment, but next time, for sure.
No problem. If you ever want to give it a try, you know where to find me.
Yeah, people loving their job isn't the norm. That's fair. I think, again, it's that whole, like, what does your heart want? You know what I mean? Like, what will give you fulfillment, right? And it's like, for some people, like, for them, it's like what they have to do day by day has to give them fulfillment, or like they have to love what they're doing bit by bit, right? But for some people, it's like maybe they don't particularly enjoy what they do day to day, like at their work, but being able to do other things because they put in that time or whatever, that's what gives them fulfillment. And it really is up to you how you find fulfillment. So don't waste your time judging other people, how they live their life, if they're not hurting anybody, right? Focus on yourself. I think a lot of people, I don't know. Maybe it's because we're also interconnected and, you know, but it's like, focus on yourself. That's me going from my 9 to 5 straight to modding on weekdays. Thank you for all your hard work, Shiny. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Here we go.
A retrial? What's the point? I pretty much treat life like it's a game. No Kukasaur is ever going to approve of that, no matter how many times I try.
Oscar, I can assure you, Kukasaurs wouldn't judge you for something like that.
For those who don't know, Kukusaurs are the flying dinosaurs. I'm gonna call them, I know they're called Saurians, but for those who are new here, they're essentially flying. Somebody was like, technically that's a different word. I don't know the word. The avian version of dinosaurs. But there you go.
Well, they must be judging me for something. Maybe I lack fighting spirit, or just don't have the talent. Not everyone's a natural like you. Don't waste your time on me. You'll have better luck with the ones who still have their heads in the clouds. In the meantime, I think I'm going to treat myself to a few more games of Eyes on the Feathered Prize.
Yeesh, there's wingless, then there's being a total lost cause.
You used to be a fierce warrior, actually. But fighting spirit alone won't win you the Kukasaur's approval.
Lots of dinosaurs lately. The Dromas and Aegisaur yesterday and the ones today. That's true! Hoyoverse and their dinosaurs.
Are all Kukusaurs so strict? The ones in floating target balloons and Eyes on the Feathered Prize seem pretty chilled out.
It's one thing to hang out and have fun, but quite another to take to the skies with a human life on your back. Giving a ride to someone who's unqualified endangers not only the rider, but also the Kukasaur themselves.
Is that what this guy
If the
is
rider
doing?
makes a mistake, they both suffer the consequences. So we have a mutual understanding with the Kukasaurs. If someone isn't up to standard, we have to reject them. Even if it means breaking their hearts.
That's fair. Yeah, because not everyone can fly these things. To be fair, dinos are cool. Dinos are cool! I agree. There's the thing up. Oh, there it is. Oh, I think we gotta go up on these. Maybe. Or we just gotta climb this, I think. It's like, in Mulan. I'll make a man out of you. How do I get up there?
Stay safe.
I feel like I have to walk on this. Okay, Shao. Let's see. Yeah, we're absolutely not getting to the interlude quest today. Well, we'll see. Never say never. Never say never. Oh my gosh, maybe I have to walk. Maybe I have to. I'm distracted. Yeah, it's time to parkour. How about non-dinosaurs? Pterosaurs? What's a pterosaur? Enlighten me. I'm not familiar. Ah! Shao and his little angry walk. You never know. Okay, try this again. They're like, what are you doing, Shao? Ah, okay. I guess not. I'll come back to that later. I got too distracted. Alright, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Ugh. I love this instrument here. Is this a harmonica? I've always wanted to learn how to play one. And not just like blow into it, make random noises. Like actually make it sound good, you know? Pterosaurs, if I remember, are prehistoric bird type creatures. Oh, like a pterodactyl. Oh, yeah, like a pterodactyl. Yeah, okay. Cool. I think those are cool. Wow. Sigh.
Hey, Junan. Gazing out at Ochkanatlan again?
Oh, somebody said I was gonna like Ochkanatlan.
Chaska? What are you doing here? Is something up?
The flying squad is hosting retrials again soon. Wanna give it
Dinosaur
another
train,
try?
dinosaur train.
Maybe you're forgetting the definition of wingless.
No.
I've failed so many times already that I've decided to call it quits for good.
No,
I'm done.
don't give up.
Alpa always goes out of her way to come and tell me when a new trial is coming up, and it's nice of her to think of me. But nothing's gonna change. I'm not going to suddenly pass just because they're holding another trial.
They're making some big
could
changes to the
just
arena this time.
Work
So the
hard.
flying experience
and-
should be smoother than before. Koyer's gonna try again.
You love dinosaur train?
Forget
Yeah.
it. If I was genuinely good enough to make the squad, the location shouldn't affect my chances.
Honestly, I can't tell you anything else about Dinosaur Train other than the opening song. Well, the Dinosaur Train, it's like you could travel to different time periods of the way back then by going into the Dinosaur Train, right? Like the Dinosaur Train like time traveled? Is that what it was?
A true rider can fly confidently whatever the conditions. Like you and Elder Alpa.
Junan! They're redoing the
Allie the Allosaurus. Is that one of the
Chaska
characters?
and the Traveler. You're already here. I guess they told you already then. Come on, let's go train together.
Oh.
I'm gonna sit this one out.
What? Why? But you've always looked up to Elder Alpa. She went wingless after her injury and spent years drifting, but even she came back and made it in the end. If she can do it, why can't you?
I mean, I don't have that kind of perseverance.
Aw.
And besides, the last thing I want to do is fail in front of her yet again.
Oh, come on. You know you don't need to worry about that. All right,
That's
well,
fair.
how about we just treat this as you being my mentor? Then will you train with me?
I mean,
Aww.
Enough umming and ahhing.
Aww.
Let's just get up in the air and figure it out as we go. Wait, hold on, slow down. I can't
Aww.
Well,
That's sweet. Yeah, Juna unwittingly chose the hard way.
They've been best friends since they were kids. If
Aww.
anyone knows how to get Junan out of a rut, it's Koyer.
That's
You helped
sweet.
Koyer deal with her internal conflict, and now she's done the same for someone else.
Aw.
You know, people often talk about how one conflict leads to another and so on. But sometimes in life, things spiral in a good direction instead.
Real. Oh? Oh my gosh! How did we only just now complete the first act? We have 2 more acts in the story. Oh, look at me and my yapping. Oh my gosh!
Normal. The flower
Okay.
feather clan was hit the hardest, right?
Oh
That's Chaska's
jeez.
tribe.
Oh boy.
Maybe we should check how everyone's doing.
Oh wait, I think it immediately after I finished that act, it immediately took me. What do you think which should we do? Should we do Act 2 of the Tribal Chronicle, or should we start the interlude? Only 2? There's 3 acts in each chronicle, I believe. Oh my gosh! Welcome! Wow! Why is everyone rating to me today? Is this a special day? Welcome, welcome. They're pretty interchangeable. You could do either. Okay. Well, I think maybe now would be a good time to transition to the interlude because I can give my recap from earlier. Especially that we have our new raiders in today. Welcome, welcome. We have, gosh, 3 sets of raiders now. So now, I think this would be a good time to transition to the interlude. I can give my recap again for all of our raiding parties. You all, whether or not you're familiar with Genshin Impact, although Nana likes Genshin, so. Smooch, smooch. Thank you. Welcome in, everyone. I'm the idol to give you the wings to fly, Cyber Angel Rita Kamishiro at your service. And today we're playing Genshin Impact. Whether or not you are familiar with Genshin Impact or not, or whether or not you're familiar with me, worry not. We'll get you all settled in if you do want to stick around and know what's going on. Or if you're trying to avoid spoilers for Natlin Chapter 5, Natlin Chapter Interlude. So that's Act 1 through 4. Now we're doing the interlude. If you don't want to be spoiled, no worries. No problem with being VOD gang or just, heading out. Maybe this is the only time you'll ever get to see me. No worries. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you being here. But whatever the case may be, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. And Justin, thank you so much for celebrating your membership anniversary. But like I said, we're about to start the interlude chapter here. We were doing what is called a tribal chronicle in Genshin Impact. And what that is in the nation of Natlan, instead of having a central big city in their nation, this nation is divided up into various tribes. And so each tribe has a chronicle, a quest that follows people or someone in their tribe. We just finished Act 1 of the Flower Feather clan because it was blocking this interlude. But yeah, it was really nice. I'll leave the summary to just the main Natlan story. So we just finished that, but we figured now was a good time to transition into the interlude now. So we're kind of going back into the main story. So I'll recap the main story of Natlan for you. So even if you don't know anything about Genshin Impact, you can still kind of figure out generally what's going on. It still might be a little confusing, but of course we can fill in the questions for you all as we play. We did have quite a few tangents, like you well, if you just rated in, you didn't get to hear one. But our past 2 raiders rated in on random tangents. We had a really good conversations. If you don't know much about me, I like having I like having deep, thoughtful conversations with folks. And the first conversation we had was about, this is going to be a strong word, we were talking about parasocialism and how it can go both ways, not just viewers towards their streamer, but streamers can also be parasocial towards their audience as well. And the second conversation we had was about how, for some reason, we've grown accustomed to being mid as being like an insult, or being regular feels inadequate. You know what I mean? And that it's okay you don't have to pursue these big goals as your dreams, right? Your dreams can be simple. Maybe you want to live a simple life. Your goals don't have to be huge and grand, or you don't have to follow these fanciful dreams to live a fulfilling life. And it's really up to you, each individual person, what fulfilling means in your life. So each sort of tangent was born from either a conversation that we were having in chat or a conversation they were having in the quest. So I can't guarantee that we won't have any more for the rest of the stream. So if you like random, thoughtful conversations, you may or may not hear them today. But like I was saying, here's your recap for Natlan. This is the 6th nation that we've explored in Genshin Impact. In Genshin, there's different nations that the traveler has gone through, sort of helping out their problems in each nation as they look for their missing sibling. But in Chapter 5, in Natlan chapter, they show up and they meet Kachina. And she is preparing for this pilgrimage that they hold in Natlan. I don't know if it's every year or something, but they frequently hold this pilgrimage. And what they do is they hold fighting trials to see who are the strongest warriors. And it's actually a huge honor to be one of the winning heroes of this pilgrimage, because you actually get the honor to go and fight for your nation, for Natlan, in what is called the Abyss Wars. Because there's a dark force in Genshin Impact called the Abyss. And in Natlan, they have been constantly attacked by the Abyss. So every single time they have a pilgrimage, it is such an honor to win these, because you get to represent your nation in the war against the Abyss, in the Night Wars. So Kachina, who wasn't really confident in being able to win the pilgrimage, she was able to be in that final group of warriors and fight for her nation. We unfortunately did hear her, she had fallen during the battle of the Night Wars, but it's okay, because she has something called an ancient name, and an ancient name allows you to be revived if you fall during the Night War. Because what essentially happens is, if you have an ancient name, you can be revived during a special ritual. But when we had that ritual, when they came back, when the rest of the heroes came back, we could not find her. So not only is that scary for us, who we don't know we don't know where our friend went. That's also scary for the people of Natlan because something that they've put a lot of their faith into no longer works. So in order to, help our friend out and restore the faith that the people have in Natlan, we went into the Night Kingdom, rescued our friend, and brought her back. And when we came back, the Archon, the leader of this nation, Mawika, she had told us, like, hey, I know this a lot of this seems kind of scary, so I'm going to fill you in on what's happening in Natlan. It is prophesied that Natlan will be destroyed in about a year. And there's a prophesied 6 heroes that I need to find in order to fight back against this this abyss, this big attack the abyss is going to have in about a year. So at that point, they only had 4 heroes. But over the course of the rest of the chapter, they were able to find the final 2 heroes just in time for this big attack that the Abyss held. They essentially dove into a full war against the Abyss for a little bit. So we were able to finally get those 6. Unfortunately, we did find them in the middle of the war. We started the war and found our last hero during it. But we were able to gather the 6 heroes, fight the Abyss, and push them back to a point where I don't think the war is quite done yet, but we can have a quick reprieve. And that's where we are right now. That's why it's an interlude, because the end of Act 4 was essentially what I just mentioned. Them doing this big push to where the Abyss is at bay for now. But we still need to go and do like a final attack, I guess, in the Night Kingdom, which is like the sort of underworld where the ancestors and souls live. So I'm assuming that'll be Act 5. Don't tell me if it is or not. Spoilerinos. But for now, we're in the interlude, and I'm assuming it's this sort of in-between. So we're going to make the switch because we tangented a lot with the Tribal Chronicle. And so here we are. It says, head to the Flower Feather Clan. That's where we are right now. It says, after the routing of the black sun that had hung high in the sky, that's referring to the war against the Abyss they just had, Natlan finally had a precious moment of respite. You decide to go help the Flower Feather Clan, which had been hit hardest by the calamity with their reconstruction efforts. So let's do that. How was that second recap? For those who don't know, I do recaps at the beginning of all of my story-based streams. But since there were a lot of raids today, I also did a second recap. Hopefully that was helpful. Pretty good. Nice! Any folks who are new to Genshin, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. You're gonna scoot here to avoid spoilers? No worries! Thanks for stopping by. So this is Yan-san, one of the heroes, the 6 heroes I mentioned.
Over, Coach. What's next?
Coach. Oh, this is also a great time to mention. You'll probably notice there's quite a few voices missing in this act, or I guess in this chapter in general. And these may be related to the ongoing SAG-AFTRA Interactive Media Strike. So if you are interested in learning more about that, you can check out the description down below. You can find lots of articles and also an informative video to get you caught up on the strike. So yeah, support human voice actors, and let's continue on.
All right, I'll start by moving the boxes over.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I like how they all have their like village uniforms. Like everyone's wearing purple.
Nah.
I wonder if that's like a rule.
These muscles aren't just for show, you know.
Oh yeah, Matlin.
Perfectly defined.
Oh
I can
yeah.
lift this stuff up with one hand.
So the nation is called Natlan, and so far we've met someone named Yatlin, and now we've met Matlin.
Fine, as long as you don't wind up too sore to move tomorrow.
Oh
I
my
don't hear any
gosh.
complaints from you.
Just prepare to be amazed.
Okay, I'm ready to be amazed. Oh, you lift with your legs, not your back. The ensign says, well, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Take him to get some rest and apply some meds. Take it easy for the next few days, all right? I don't want this getting worse, and don't push yourself. You can help out once you're better.
I knew I should have trained harder.
Oh, your back hurts from that reel. Working out is different from real work. You gotta ease into it. Anyone still not have an assignment? Chief Mutota needs our help.
Yansan!
Yeah. Rita, Paimon! What are you doing here?
We were just about to ask you the same thing. We didn't expect to run into you in these parts.
Well, my tribe's in pretty good shape, all things considered. We're already done with all the repairs. I heard the Flower Feather clan was hit a lot worse, though, so I decided to come help. On the way, I ran into a caravan of merchants from my tribe and brought them along. These are my students. Students? You're a sports coach? Good memory. You a sports lover? I can design a training plan for you. Looks like you're in pretty good shape already. Competitive fighting, extreme sports. You can take your pick. As for you, Paimon, we might have to start you off on a balanced meal plan. Oh no! Nutrition is very important though, when it comes to exercise.
Current meal plan? Like today, Paimon just had
Sorry, I hit my microphone.
stew, fried shrimp, bean balls, sour sauce,
I'm gonna adjust it
pepper,
actually. I accidentally
and
bumped it
stuffed
lower.
and mashed potatoes.
Oh, I
That's
love mashed
practically
potatoes.
nothing.
That's practically nothing. Oh my gosh. This case sounds even worse than I imagined. I know just the thing. Kale juice! I'll make you some.
Kale juice?
Oh my gosh.
Wait, isn't that your favorite drink, Traveler?
You thought Yansado was gonna be the Pyro Archon? Fair.
I would feel terrible if you won't get to try it.
Anyway, that's enough idle talk for now. A little while earlier, the chief asked me to bring a few people to help with something. Are you two free? As you can see, due to unforeseen circumstances, I'm short a few people.
Of course, we're also here to help. Let's go see the chief.
Okay, let's help the reconstruction efforts then. Perfect! Then follow me. All fires fuel the flame. We did it. We finally started it. Oh my gosh. Okay, look for Chief Mutota. Oh my gosh. Coffee for all 3 meals? Oh boy. I can't even have 1 cup of coffee in an entire day. I think that's just too much caffeine. I feel like the amount of caffeine that is okay for me is like a soda. Otherwise, I feel like if I have too much caffeine, it just makes me more tired because I burn through my energy a lot faster. Eon-san says, we made it, Chief!
Eon-san, Traveler Paimon. I'm
Whoa,
so
look at
glad
his
you're
hair.
here.
He's got this epic anime hair going on here. Let's get straight to the point. Are the people behind you warriors from your tribe? Did something bad happen to them?
Cold.
Oh no, oh no,
So
oh no, oh no.
cold. Duarte.
Oh no, 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 no,
Are
no.
you there?
Oh god.
I'm drowning.
Oh
And there's something in
no!
the water.
Oh god.
He's on the ground, but it almost looks like he's trying to swim.
Oh no, no, no. Oh god, oh god.
The abyss. The abyss is coming. There are eyes in my
Oh, God.
hands. And
Oh,
hands
God.
in my stomach. And my stomach is full of teeth.
Oh god.
It ain't all of you. It's coming
That's
for
so
me too.
scary.
But we haven't been eaten. We're right here.
Ah! Ah! Careful, careful.
Monstrous
Ah!
beasts! How did you
Oh no,
get
no,
in
no,
here?
no, no.
As you
Oh.
can see, their mental state is quite poor. They went missing after the battle. We found them in the wilderness in the days that followed, but the damage had already been done.
What could have caused this?
We found them unconscious in areas corrupted by abyssal tumors, lying next to their deceased
Oh.
comrades. My only guess is that something terrible must have happened during the battle.
PTSD sounds like.
According to the chief of the Masters of the Nightwind, sudden exposure to a large amount of abyssal power can have mental as well as physical repercussions. We've never seen the effects this heightened before, but maybe Gasoithoth was just too powerful.
Who's Gosoithoth?
The soy thought? What's that?
Sorry, what? Not who.
It's the abyssal monster that appeared in the sky not too long ago.
Oh!
After consulting
Is that the
our
dragon I
ancient
saw?
legends, we decided to call it Gasoithoth, Reaper
Not the
of
Reapers.
Abyss.
Oh god.
Oh, that giant black ball?
Oh, that is. Okay.
True. It poses no threat to us now, but whatever wound it inflicted on these warriors still endures. We scoured all sorts of records for a solution, but nothing came of it. There was some mention of a treatment from several hundred years ago, but that knowledge is long gone.
I could try to help.
Right! You can purify abyssal power!
Oh, right.
Might as well give it a try!
Oh, gosh. Oh, I was like... Maybe we can, like... I don't know. Oh, gosh. Oh... Hello? That's such a scary thing. The war was actually really scary. Compared to, like...
That must mean purifying the abyssal
gosh.
power within them still isn't enough. In any case, thank you for trying.
Because, like, I don't think Genshin in and of its, like, overall isn't a very, like, dark... Like, it doesn't get super duper dark, but the war section in Natlan was, like, pretty scary. Compared to the rest of Genshin, I mean. Like, that was probably the most intense. Not the most intense, maybe, but it was one of the more dark parts of Genshin, I think.
So, what can we do now? You don't tell me my friend is just gonna be like this forever?
No.
Come back to me, Gogeta! Please, don't leave me like this!
We beat Gasoithoth. They survived the battle. Are we really just gonna sit back and watch them lose their minds?
Yeah, oh, sorry. This is Ian-san. Ian-san says, of course not.
What is it, Aeon-san?
We'll take it case by case. First of all, we shouldn't keep them cooped up in here. The environment's not doing them any good. Let them go where they feel comfortable. And Rita, Paimon, and I will talk to them. Fontaine just dissolve people into water. Yeah, I feel like as Genshin continues, they get darker and darker. Because I feel like that's just how it is, you know. You sort of uncover more of the dark secrets of the story as you go on. But like Mondstadt wasn't that bad. Liyue wasn't that bad. Like Inazuma wasn't that like bad, I guess, in terms of like how dark and deep and intense it gets. But I think going into Sumeru, I was like, whoa, this is a pretty cuckoo crazy story. And then Fontaine was scary. Compared to the rest of Genshin Impact. I don't consider Genshin like a horror game or anything. And then like the war in Natlan, I was like, oh my god, this is... The consequences of this are very... I can feel it, if that makes sense. Yeah.
But,
Are you sure about this?
Ian-san says, I know you're worried, but we don't have any other solution, right? Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but... You won't know until we try. Well, don't just stand there. Let them go. Send someone to follow them, but don't stick too close. We just need to keep tabs on them. Following Ian-san's command, the crowd disperses. Yeah, you can feel the stakes rising. Exactly. I feel like they're... Because, like, before, your choices didn't really, like, matter too much in Genshin, but, like, with the war, your choices absolutely mattered. And I think... Compared to the rest of Genshin Impact, it's getting... They're willing to up the stakes a bit more. Or they're willing to make it feel a lot more intense, if that makes sense. Than compared to early Genshin Impact. Okay. Ian-san says, alright, it's up to us now. Let's talk to them one by one. This is a bad situation, but I know the warriors will find a way to pull through. After all, we've overcome so many challenges already. What's one more? Okay, talk to the first afflicted individual. Okay, let's go. Gosh, you can tell these folks have seen a lot of scary things when they were fighting in the Natlan War. If you want to see how scary it was compared to the rest of Genshin, you can check out the VOD. But oh gosh. Oh no. Ian-san says, found him. Hello? Can you hear me?
So dark. So cold. I want to go home.
Okay. Just wait a little longer and we'll take you home. The caravan from my tribe should have brought some firewood. I think starting a bonfire might help.
Huh?
You can feel the conflict, but the environment feels a little colorful for the themes they're portraying. You mean like in the actual like Night War? I feel like they did like tone it down, like they made it nighttime. But I see what you mean. I think compared to the rest of Genshin Impact, they certainly like turned it down. But I see what you mean in that, like, in general, it still felt like it had a lot of color. I think in the context of it being in Genshin, though, I think they did a good job of turning down this sort of, like, colorfulness of it. In context. Eon-san says, when it's dark, damp, and cold, what's better than a fire? Maybe the light and warmth will help change what he sees. Wait here while... Oh, sorry. Wait here while I guess she went to go get something. My bad. Gosh.
Light.
Oh.
Underwater. Where is it coming from?
Oh gosh, no.
It's working!
I hope he can... I hope this'll help.
Someone there? Please save me. No, wait. You have to leave this place. The water's too deep. You won't make it.
Eon-san says it's okay. We brought some friends from the people of the springs. They're great swimmers, here to save you.
No, please. Just leave me. Duarte.
Oh no, it's not working anymore!
Eon-san says it looks like the bonfire wasn't enough. That was the second time he mentioned the name Duarte. Maybe we can start there? Let's ask around and see what we can learn. You know, this is something that I've always, like, thought about. And I want to, like, learn more about it. Because it's such a complex thing to think about. The example I'll give is... Have you guys seen it's... I don't remember what the Puss in Boots movie was called, but it's the one with, like, Kitty Softpaws and Perito. And because that one specifically, I remember that movie they had... I believe Puss in Boots, he had like a panic attack in the movie. And people were saying like this felt like a more realistic depiction of what it's like to have a panic attack. Because I feel like the conversation around that movie was... Because it wasn't just about that movie, it was about media in general. About how... I guess conveying something and portraying something in a realistic way, even if it's in like a cartoon, right? Versus putting it in the story for some sort of like impact or, you know what I mean? Because I think there's definitely ways that you can portray it in a sensationalized way, just for like the drama points. You know what I mean? And I've always thought about like, how do you do that? Because again, like I'm not a screenwriter. I'm not like a mental health professional, but how do we do that in a way that is not harmful, I guess? Because I'm also not an expert in like PTSD, right? But that's from my understanding of what these individuals are going through. They had just come from a war, experienced a lot of traumatic things, and now they're having these sort of like feelings and memories and thoughts of still being, you know, in the middle of the war. So from my very basic understanding of what PTSD is, they're sort of portraying something similar to that, right? And I don't think they've outright said it is what it is. I think they called it like abyssal condition or whatever. And like, sure, it is a fantasy game, and, you know, they had her come in and like purify it, right? Like whatever abyssal thing. But like, I don't know, I wonder what someone who has more knowledge about something like PTSD, what their thoughts on the portrayal that they have here. And again, I haven't finished this quest, so I don't know how they go about addressing these problems and helping these individuals go through it. And I don't know what the best way to go about doing that and what like treatment looks like for that. Because again, very basic understanding of PTSD I have. I'm not saying I have it. I'm saying I have a very basic understanding of it. So I don't know, because I feel like there is value in showcasing it in media so people know what it is and we raise awareness for it. But I also think there's equally as much harm if you portray it in a sensationalized way. Because I think, for example, there was that one movie like it was a horror movie, and this guy would have these moments where he would shift into it, like quote unquote shift into like a different person or whatever, and that did a lot of harm to that specific community because it was portrayed in a very scary, sensationalized way, and that affected how individuals view that specific experience, if that makes sense. So I wonder what's the best way to do that, and what people, again, who have more knowledge think about Genshin's portrayal about something similar to PTSD. Because again, it's like, how do you share or show something in, you know, to share, because again, it's a very real experience, no shame in talking about it, you know, but I wonder if, I wonder how they go about talking about it. Anyway, like I said, lots of tangents today. Because again, it's a fantastical game, right? There's fantasy elements to that, so of course they're probably gonna have fantasy elements to this too. But I don't know. We'll see.
My friend, is he any better?
I just thought of another tangent, because I was talking to someone about one of my friends about how like you can like something, like a media, you can like a game, and like playing it and appreciate it, but also be critical of it. Both can exist at the same time. And I'm not saying I'm critical of Genshin specific, because again, I've only just experienced this. I only started this quest, so I don't know how they go about it. I don't know, but this is just something I brought up to like think about. Like, oh, this is something I'm thinking about while I play this game, right? But not just that. Other things about this game or any game I play or any show I watch, you can like something and be critical of it, if that makes sense. Or, I agree, Shiny. A lot of the times I talk about Ruby as an example, because I do have a lot of qualms with the show, but I love it. I love the show. I have a lot of good memories with it. I love the music. But, you know, I can think critically about it, you know, and have my qualms and have my, you know, my praises for it at the same time. But I feel like a lot of times people are so polarized when it comes to things like that. But yeah, recognizing the flaws doesn't mean you don't enjoy it. And also, maybe not even just recognizing the flaws, but thinking about, I don't know, IDK. Anyway, okay, let's keep going. Ian-san says, we're working on it, but I want to ask, does the name Duarte ring any bells for you?
Duarte? Oh yeah, I remember. Duarte was the name of Otoko's Surian companion.
Oh!
Otoko almost drowned as a child, and Duarte was the one who saved him.
Saurians are the dinosaur creatures, and they're very much like family to people in Natlan. They're not just like pets, if that makes sense.
He dove deep into the water and used all his strength to carry Otoko back to the surface. It was pretty touch and go, but both of them made it in the end.
Nyan-san says, that means we just need to bring Duarte here and...
Well, you see, Duarte died 4 years ago during an Abyss invasion. He was helping evacuate injured warriors from the front lines, but fell to an ambush.
What did Duarte look like?
He was a bit on the smaller side, but other than that, he was just your average Kukusaur. Well, hold on. What are you planning?
We just need to impersonate him. Nyan-san says, based on the look on your face, I'm guessing you already have a plan. All right, let's get to work. Oh, and thank you for the information. We'll do whatever we can to help your friend.
No problem. Thank you for looking out for him.
Of course. Bring a Kukusaurus. Oh, indwell. Okay. Oh, just any? Okay. This looks like a Kukusaurus indwelling spot. Okay, this is a Kukusaurus, guys. Do you see this? I'm just gonna borrow its identity for a second. Yeah, identity theft. There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, that was barely anything. That's fine. I think they glide more than they fly, right? Okay. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. But yeah, good topics today, you guys. I don't know what it is about today, but we got a lot of good tangent topics. Very deep tangent topics. Oh, this way more? Oopsie daisy. They're like, why is this Kukusaur just walking around? Where did it... It's lower. Okay. Nice. Oh yeah, I forgot he's down here. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh, yeah, I totally know how to do this. Sorry, Duarte's having a little bit of a hard time. Okay, hello. I'd say it was pretty healthy and productive. Yeah.
We're back. How are you feeling?
It slower flies up. I had to get a good angle, an entry angle, you know? Oh my gosh.
Duarte?
Step forward. It is I, Duarte. Just kidding. Kukusaurus can't talk.
How did you get here? Are you here to save me?
It's working!
Shh. What now? Oh. Oh, I don't know. Oh gosh. I feel like this is too scary. This also seems too scary. I don't know. I'll just tap his head, like a head pat. Tap his head with your claw. Is that something to work? Ah! Wait, not so hard.
That hurt. Duarte, you have to get out of here. There's something in the water.
That didn't work. Okay. I feel like loud noise would be scary. I'll push him lightly from behind.
You're gonna carry
okay,
me
there we
out
go.
of
There.
here
Oh, thank
just
goodness.
like last time.
Sorry, the first one was an accident. I'm sorry.
Over a decade later, and you're still trying to save me. I can't believe you made it this deep underwater, but I'm so glad you found me. Once we're out of here, let's split a huge portion of blazed meat stew, just like old times. We're almost at the surface. People tried to tell me you were dead, you know.
Oh no.
As if I'd let that happen. I promised to protect you. There's no way. No way. No. Wait.
No.
I failed.
Oh no. He's getting suspicious. No! Slam him hard. Oh, gosh. Oh gosh. Oh jeez. Oh my gosh.
Duarte? Wait. You're not Duarte. How did I get here? Who are you people? Atoko!
Oh.
He's Kaylee. What's going on? All I remember is the battle against the Abyss, and then I was drowning. And a Saurian that looked like Duarte saved me. How did I get here?
You explain the situation to Atoko.
You went through all that for me? While all I did was cause trouble for everyone? I'm so sorry.
None of this is your fault. Maybe it's not my place to say this, but go easy on yourself. You deserve to move past what happened here and what happened to Duarte.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Go on, get some rest. Iskali, we'll leave him to you. Like, I wonder if it's more... Because again, it's like a game. And, you know, you can't... There's only so much time and there's only so much, like, detail you can put into, like, realistic depictions of, like, real-life emotional, like, trauma, I guess. So I wonder if it's, like, would this have been a more impactful story if we got to, like, let's say, focus on one person more, you know, closely? Or, like, maybe they're gonna try to go for, like, these sorts of things affect people in a very different way. And there's no way, I think, to do it perfectly, right? Because it's a video game, and, you know, video game's a video game, and real life is real life. But I think there's definitely ways that you can portray it more. I'm not making a judgment call on Genshin and how they portray it. But I'm saying there's definitely, in general, there's definitely ways you can portray it better. And, like, there's helpful ways and there's more harmful ways, I think, to portray some. Oh my god, sorry. I'm just making words. Chao, please.
It's coming for me. It's gonna eat me.
I say yes, example like Farina and Gaming Quest. Yeah, no, because I feel like I talked about this during the Gaming, like during the Lantern Rite quest. I feel like as someone who had like a similar sort of experience, I feel like a lot of people, specifically like Asian American diaspora, I feel like you could really relate to a lot of Gaming's feelings and his personal struggles. And that one felt really, and that was over the course of like an entire quest, and that felt really thorough. You know, I think they've definitely done it well. You know, portraying very deep, like real life sort of things. Gosh. Okay, back to the quest. Eon-san says, "It's okay. There's nothing to fear. Gusoitha, is it Gusoitha? Has lost. Nothing can hurt you anymore."
It's no use. It'll just come back. Nothing can stop it. Nothing can stop the abyss. It will devour everyone. One day, we'll all be reunited in the pit of its stomach.
You think it was respectful enough? That's fair. Yeah, for sure.
Maybe it's just Paimon, but she seems to be in even worse shape than Atoko.
Because it's like, on one hand, I feel like, for me, you know, playing this, I'm like, okay, you know, it's, you know, I played through it, and, you know, I have my feelings about it. And it's like, you know, I can feel a certain way about it, but as someone who hasn't personally experienced PTSD, like, my opinion on it is going to be very different than someone who has experienced that or who lives with that, or versus someone else who may also live with PTSD or who like just has a different opinion on it. You know what I mean? I think it's a very individual experience as well, like what you take away from a game. Because I feel like things like this are very like, and I think just any game in general, it doesn't have to be Genshin, right? It goes two ways. It's like a game may intend something or want to portray something and have a different impact on other people and on different people. And then on the flip side, lots of different people, whether they have similar experiences or not, get a very widely different opinions on it or different experiences with it. Does that make sense?
She can talk to us, but nothing she says makes any sense. She also seems really afraid.
Afraid is right. I wonder what triggered it. The battle against the Abyss? Or maybe, like Atoko, it's some deep-rooted fear and the Abyss just made it worse. Alright, just like before, let's go see what we can learn about her past.
Eon-san.
Oh.
I heard you cured Atoko? I'm so relieved. Is there anything I can do to help? If you need extra hands, I can...
Chief Mutota. Perfect timing. I was just looking for you. I wanted to ask you some questions. You explain what you did to cure Atoko as you take... Oh.
I think you're onto something. The mental distress does seem to be connected to pre-existing fears and anxieties. Kochita doesn't like it when people talk about her past. But the situation is urgent. So, I guess I'll be the bad guy. Eon-san, do you believe there are people in this world destined for battle?
Yes, I will have to say this though. I mentioned it earlier, especially for those who are new here. I like to have very like random tangential conversations, and sometimes they can get very deep or very thoughtful. But I feel like that's sort of what I do with like games and media, because I don't know, for me it a lot of the times I use games or anime or things like that as a vehicle to think about things. I feel like that's of course, there's nothing wrong with just watching an anime just to have fun, right? To turn your brain off or whatever. But for me personally, how I do like to enjoy, because I like to do that too, just watch a silly, goofy anime, not think about it too much. But I find value in being able to reflect on real life experiences through games and media. Because again, it's like I get to see and experience, even if they may not be perfect sort of depictions of real life, right? Because it's a game, right? I still get to think about experiences that I personally don't get to have, and think about like, oh, this is something like I've never like, you know, maybe I haven't met someone like that, or I'm just saying in general, or maybe like, oh, I didn't think about it this way. It sort of allows me to open up that conversation or open up that discussion, and it's something I get to like reflect on. You know what I mean? Yes. Oh, thank you for the reminder. I since I do talk about rather heavy stuff from time to time, you know, whether or not something may be particularly triggering for you, if it is, for whatever reason, it's totally okay to step away and take care of yourself for a moment. If that is the case, worry not. It's very important to take care of yourself whenever it comes to choosing what media you consume. But yeah, I appreciate, though, for those, you know, who are willing to hear me out and listen if able. Yeah, exactly. I feel like the analysis is half the fun. It helps me not only feel more immersed in the game, but again, it also helps me sort of like, I don't know, I feel like it helps me grow in life too, right? I feel like even though these are technically real experiences, it allows me to think like, oh, how are these sorts of things I'm seeing in the game related to what people might experience in real life? And it sort of makes me think deeply about life in general. Yeah, water check. Important to say.
Then, what about people destined to be unfit for battle?
What do you mean?
When Kachita was little, her parents died fighting the Abyss. She was only 11 or 12 at the time.
Oh, gosh.
And her brother, even younger still. The two saw their parents collapse in a pool of blood as flames roared and spread all around them. Kochita trained hard to become a warrior, but still found fighting Abyss monsters too difficult to handle. She and her brother were left with severe trauma after the incident. Pain and fear that they could not get over no matter what.
But isn't Kochita one of the warriors who fought the Abyss? Didn't you find her unconscious out on the field?
Yes, we did. You see, something changed within her
that's so
several
scary.
years ago when the Abyss attacked our tribe and broke into her home. By the time the guards rushed to the scene, they found her standing there, weapon outstretched, hands trembling. Her brother huddling behind her for safety. And the Abyss monster dead at her feet. She didn't even look at it, and just kept repeating the same thing over and over. You're the only family I have left. I won't let anything happen to you. She became a completely different person after that. She earned a reputation as a very capable warrior, and fought countless battles against the Abyss.
I'm gonna have to put a like a content warning in my description for VOD watchers. I'm gonna keep talking about the sort of like PTSD and similar topics. So again, if that's too heavy of a topic for you, if it's particularly triggering, please take care of yourself and manage your media consumption. If you need to step away, pick a different stream. That's totally okay. I feel like a lot of people assume. Not a lot of people. Some people. There you go. Pardon semantics every now and again. I'm not a perfect public speaker. I think a lot of times it's assumed that PTSD is something that, and again, I only have a very basic understanding of, so please take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm not a mental health professional. I think we tend to associate PTSD with like war. But you can get post-traumatic stress disorder. That's what it stands for, from a lot of other experiences in life. You know, death or loss, if you get really sick, natural disasters, you know, having to experience that. Homelessness is something you can, get PTSD from. And in this case, you know, they were saying that she was a completely different person after that. I feel like, from my understanding, again, a very basic understanding, something like PTSD is something that can affect like your identity, your core of who you are. And I feel like that's something that happened here with this individual. It's I feel like it almost affects your sort of identity, I guess, who you are, and you know, your how you deal with your emotions. Yeah, it is a very wide range of symptoms caused by mental trauma. And not everyone who experiences traumatic events develops PTSD, from my understanding. Then yeah, your sort of symptoms for PTSD can range. You mentioned flashbacks, hallucinations, etc. But yeah, in this case, it seems like that she experienced a home invasion, particularly from the Abyss. So I don't know if that would be considered, you know. But yeah, like her home was breaking into, and that fundamentally changed who she was as a person. It seems like she became, I don't know. Let's see what else they say.
We all thought she overcame the trauma, and we were so happy for her. But now it seems like even if she buried it deep within herself, the fear still never left her.
Ian-san says, maybe fighting the Abyss was her way of making sure she won't lose anyone else. Maybe the thought of experiencing that pain again scarred her more than the Abyss. On the outside, her choice to fight made her seem strong, but she never forgot the trauma of that night. The Abyss just brought it back to the surface.
How can we help her?
This one's tricky. If we can find the right opportunity, then...
Quali?
Oh. Is this the brother?
Quali, what are you doing with that weapon?
Bio says a lot of people who live through a break and never sleep properly again or feel safe. Yeah, I can imagine that. I feel like for Conchita, I feel like that's the reason why, I'm assuming that's the reason why she became a warrior. Yeah, was her way of making sure she won't lose anyone else. I feel like that's something, you know, her way of trying to feel safe, right? And that's something where it's like she's always on edge, I'm sure.
Show me the monster that hurt you! I'll make it pay!
Yeah.
I'm going to protect you this time!
Oh, that's Quali, okay.
Calm down, Quali. That monster is already...
I can do it! I don't care what it takes! I just want her to get better. She's the only family I have left.
Family?
Hold on, Chief Mutota. Looks like Uchita's responding to his words.
If Quali goes to battle, the Abyss will devour him. I can't let that happen. I have to do something. But it's useless. No one can beat the Abyss. It's a death sentence. Just like what happened to Mom and Dad.
Abyss is indestructible. You've defeated countless of monsters already.
But I'm no warrior. I'm just a coward. Still, I have to protect Quali. What should I do?
Oh gosh, you're asking me?
Conchita.
I think you just need to fight it one more time.
Fight it? One more time?
Good idea, Rita. Her fear of the Abyss runs deep, but she still has the will to fight. She just needs to defeat an Abyss monster by herself, and we can prove to her that the Abyss isn't indestructible, just like you said. I think it's worth a try. Plus, with us around, we can make sure she won't get hurt. Although that also means finding an Abyss monster.
Try checking the mountains to the north. A few fled in that direction after the battle. I dispatched a team to clear them out, so most of them should be gone. But there might still be a few stragglers.
Great. Let's go right now. Conchita, do you think you can make it?
There's no turning back. I have to face it, even if it will devour me whole.
I'm coming too! I'm not letting my sister face this alone! Not anymore!
Poor Quali. As well, you know. Sorry. And Jansen says, all right, then stick close. Let's go. Because it's also, it's, you know, of course, living with something like PTSD, that's the one who's experiencing it, of course, is going through a lot of distress. But people who, like whether you're a caregiver or your family or your friends, it can also be a very difficult time, like seeing your loved one go through that. You know what I mean? Oh, poor Quali. Gosh. Commendable small child, but that is a monster. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Quali, you might want to sit this one out. Gosh. Mercurians, let me see what you have. A knife, oh gosh. No. Caring for someone with a mental illness of all flavors is tough. Yeah, for sure. And I think, yeah, I feel like, if you ever find yourself in that situation where you have a loved one who is, living with a mental illness and you're finding it very difficult, whether it's you don't know how best to help take care of them, or you yourself are starting to feel, fatigued, because again, it's it must be tough seeing a loved one go through that. There's no shame in reaching out and, whether it's finding a support group or finding a program to help you learn more about whether it's the illness or how to best be there and care and support your loved one, or just how to take care of yourself, right? And practice sort of self-care, I guess. I would highly recommend that. It doesn't hurt to learn more about what your loved one is going through, or how best to support them, or, if maybe you feel bad because you feel like you aren't doing enough, or you feel bad because you are feeling that fatigue, there is such thing as like caretaker fatigue, right? I don't think there's any shame in trying to find ways to deal with that and cope with that. Yeah. NAMI actually had this random. For those who don't know, I'm an ambassador for NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. They actually offer courses in, I believe it's their NAMI Basics course. Let me look. Let me double check. I feel like I know it off the top of my head, but it's always better to double check if you're not sure, instead of spouting something you don't fully know about. But yeah, they do offer mental health education. Yes, I was correct. NAMI Basics, it's a class for whether you're a caregiver, a parent, a guardian, or maybe the family-to-family one would be a better course, depending on... You should just go check it out. They offer support groups and programs to help you, whether you're a caregiver or a loved one, a family member, a significant other, a friend, who knows someone, or you're connected to someone who lives with a mental health condition. Yeah, you can get a better understanding of what they're going through, what they might be going through, how to cope, like coping skills, I guess. And you can sort of advocate as well for your loved one. But yeah, I personally have taken the NAMI Basics course, and I found it very enlightening. Yeah. So, did you put a link? Thank you, Shady. I very much appreciate that. I don't remember if there's a specific price, because I signed up for it as an ambassador, so I don't know if I had like a special price. But I know, I think NAMI Basics is free. Let me double check. NAMI Basics is a free 6-week course for parents and other caregivers of children and adolescents living with mental illness. Let me see what the family... Sorry for the tangents, everyone! I'm all very passionate about tying in video games and anime, which are things that I love, with another thing I'm very passionate about, which is mental health. So, welcome to a Rita stream. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Sign up for a class, family to family. Yeah, NAMI Family to Family is a free 8-week course. I think they offer in-person and virtual. So whatever suits your needs. They also have other support groups as well. Oh, they have NAMI Homefront, they have NAMI peer-to-peer. And if you're a mental health professional, they have NAMI Provider as well. Yeah. Really awesome stuff. Okay. The regular Rita Kamishiro streaming experience. No, because regardless of whether you think, or whether I think this is a realistic or not realistic, whatever the case may be, depiction of, things like PTSD, it does, if you let it, right, it does allow you to start this conversation, right? And talk about it and think about it. So for that, I'm grateful, right? We wouldn't be having this conversation. It's a very difficult topic, right? Like, it's not an easy thing to talk about. It's not an easy thing to think about, but that's why I like connecting these sorts of difficult topics to other things that I am passionate about, video games and things like that, because it allows these topics to be more accessible, right? I had another fundraiser for another association that I am an ambassador for the year. Won't go too much into the details specifically. It is a little bit triggering, that topic. But I was able to talk about it more accessibly through an anime that I had watched. And I don't know, I think that's a really cool thing that media can do. Yeah. Okay, continuing on. Ian-san says, everything all right, Kochita? You don't have to force yourself to do this. How can we make this easier for her? I guess we could wear them down first, but I think it's better to stand guard for now. We should wait for the right moment to intervene.
You were the ones who killed them!
This kind of reminds me of that one game you fan-dubbed a while ago. Got me thinking of that stuff you mentioned, though it made me think those devs put a little bit of their own experiences in. That could very well be the case. Again, I don't know what game or if that is the case for them. I also really appreciate it when developers bring in like subject matter experts to give their thoughts and their opinions, or even just like real people with those lived experiences. I think that's also really awesome. Or if devs take like trips to like learn about the culture that they're portraying, like if they're doing a historical game or something. I also really appreciate that as well. Continuing on.
As a kid, I thought my parents were invincible. They were always so strong and gentle. They seemed like the most powerful people in the world. But I can still see the image of them collapsed at my feet that night. The raging fire, the smoke, the smell of blood, the sound of my brother's cries. It's all burned into my brain. They told me to run, and I could see the fear in their eyes. I've been running from my fears ever since. But why didn't my parents run? It must have been because... You can do it! Because of our family. When you have someone to protect, there's no backing down. No matter what.
Are we about to go into battle? Oh gosh, here we go.
Stay away from my...
Have to lock in, guys. Oh gosh.
I didn't think you can get away.
1 second. These hounds are really tough to me. Okay.
I can do this.
You can.
I have to do this.
Oh gosh. Best monster. You can do it. I believe in you. Yeah, at least she's working through it. That's good on her. Well, she has us to support her. You know. This isn't something, that's easy to do on your own, right? Gosh.
Where are the rest? Where are they hiding?
You defeated them. They're not coming back. The last strike was absolute perfection. You pulverized them in a single hit.
That's impossible. They were gigantic beasts crawling with eyes.
ready to devour everything in sight. No. Wait. What am I saying? Abyss monsters are not actually that scary. I've defeated them before. I know I have.
She's back to normal!
Kuchita! What just happened?
You explain the situation to Kuchita.
That is quite embarrassing.
Oh,
Sorry
no.
about that. I've always envied warriors who don't get scared or feel lost. It really felt like I was getting stronger over the years. But in the end, maybe I never made any progress at all.
No. Sorry, I started snacking. I got really intense about this topic. So I used a lot of my energy talking very passionately.
Even though we're...
Oh. Sorry. And now I'm misclicking. Yan-san said, it's important to listen to your limits. Just like in training, pushing too hard will only hurt you in the long run. Real! Everyone needs time to rest. So real. Healing from... Like, the healing process? Again, from my very basic understanding, I feel like the healing process in and of itself can be very traumatic. So, you know, yes, it's important to go on this journey, to start your healing journey, right? But, you know, beating yourself up because you're not making the progress that you want, or that you feel like you should be at a certain point already, or, you know, beating yourself for maybe taking a step back in your progress. It's just, it's counter to you know, to you. I feel like, you know, it's okay to, maybe it's not taking you, maybe you're making slow progress, you know, maybe it's not as quick as you hoped, or I don't know. You know, I feel like there is a way to push too hard in that regard. Yeah. It's hard to take time to heal at your own pace, especially in such a fast-paced world like this one. Koali says, even though we're
both scared of monsters, you were always the one who stepped up to protect me. But not anymore. I'm going to get stronger. From now on, we're in this together.
Is that so? Then I'll look forward to the day when you'll be all big and formidable. I finally feel like myself again. I couldn't have done it without you all. Thank you for everything. I think I'll rest here for a bit. I don't think I can make it back to the tribe just yet.
That's okay.
I'll keep you company.
Aww. Alright, then we'll head back. I made sure to check the surrounding area for monsters, and it's all clear, so take your time. Sometimes our fears never truly leave us. But tomorrow's a new day. As long as you keep moving forward, there will be better days to come. Man. That's a nice line. I appreciate that. I know I read that, but it took me a second to realize that I read that. Because I was like, wow, that was really powerful. I think that the line itself was just a nice line. Because, like, I don't know, it made me a little emotional for a second. Yeah, wow. I feel like it's like, sometimes like games will have like, oh, sorry.
Did you hear?
Like games will just have that really one impactful line. Like in Until Then. Because it's like, obviously I didn't have the exact same experiences as they did, but the line, the world hasn't ended yet, and the sort of context surrounding that in the game. Please check out Until Then, whether you watch my playthrough or you buy the game yourself. Please support the devs. Like that sort of like idea, like the phrase and its idea meant a lot to me. You know, and it's gonna mean something different for everyone else. And maybe it's, you know, again, maybe I didn't have the same exact experiences as the person, but it's like I can adapt that to my personal experiences. That's a good line, Rita. Thank you, Rita. You get the Photoshop meme of me like putting a medal on myself. I know! Until Then is so good. Actually, I think I might like replay it on my Steam Deck. For those who don't know, I got a very nice gift from Mr. Grimheart. It was a Steam Deck. Oh my gosh. And I wanted one because I wanted to, like, instead of bringing my phone into bed and just endlessly scrolling on, like, YouTube Shorts, for me, it's a lot easier for me to just, like, pick up a handheld console, do a quest, and fall asleep. Because that'll usually, like, tire me out. 1 or 2 quests will tire me out. Because my brain will be like, okay, I feel satisfied. I feel fulfilled. I'm going to go to bed. But I've recently gotten into a habit of going on my phone again before bed recently, and again, not good for my sleep schedule. So I was like, I wish I could play like Zero Ranger or something. You know, I wish I could play like Until Then or something before bed. But yeah, now, sorry, random thought. I think what I was trying to say is I want to go back and play like the Tagalog version of it. Or I heard it's like more like Taglish. I think that'd be really cool, so I could actually like learn how to read like Tagalog, you know? Oh my gosh. Anyway. Oh, also the Stream Deck came in. I'm really excited. I have some plans for how to use that. What could that mean? I guess you'll just have to stick around this channel and find out. I guess all I'll say about that is that my 4-year streaming anniversary is coming up in March. I wonder. Okay, anyway, continuing on. Shiny, I can tell you.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, really. It's all thanks to the Traveler and Ian-san.
Aw.
I see. I was wondering why the Traveler was chosen to accompany the Pyro Archon in the final battle. But I guess she really can do the impossible.
Shiny is actually... Well, so, Shiny, you don't know everything that I'm up to. If I feel like you'd be bogged down if I gave you every tiny little update in my project sphere. But Shiny is privy to my because he helps me out with, like, you know, planning and, like, making sure he knows to make announcements and stuff like that. So he knows. Not everything. But he knew about, like, Liberame. Bog you down. Uh-oh, be careful what you wish for, Shiny. Careful what you wish for, cause you just might get it. Oh my gosh. Okay, for the same land. Return to the Flower Feather Clan. We are here. We are returned. I'm here. Where do I need to go? That's a statement of all time. What? Careful what you wish for? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So
Kumusta? I feel like I want to learn more than just like Kumusta and things like that. Oh my gosh.
Koichi.
Oh, bog me down. Oh my gosh. I feel like that's how I am with my friends whenever they get like, oh yeah, I'm gonna down to the dumps, so I don't want to like bog you down. I'm just like, bog me down. Do it. I have the bandwidth for it. Oh my gosh. Bog is such a fun word because it's like bog is a noun, right? That's like a body of water. I have to look. Now we're tangenting. Yeah, it's wet, muddy ground that is too soft to support a heavy body. I am the heavy body that would weigh down the muddy ground. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's also British for a bathroom. But yeah, a verb to be prevented from making progress in a task or activity. You must not get bogged down. See? Encumber. That's another word. Impede. Hamper. Yeah, don't let me hamper. Not the yes, Rita. We need to make. We have a version of the yes, Rita meme with Riku. Now we need to make a yes, Rita version of that meme, or a yes, Rita meme, but it's like Shiny's manta ray. We have like your personification. We have like the artwork that we did for like Twice cover, but I kind of want to see like Manta Ray Shiny in the Yes Rita meme format. Ian-san says, you really know how to give people hope. Ever since you came to Nalin, I've been feeling a lot better about our chances of winning this war. Aww. You helped a lot too.
Yeah. Honestly, Paimon was at a complete loss when she saw so many sick people on the hot air balloon platform. We only found a solution this time because you kept your cool and took control of the situation. You deserve most of the credit.
Man, Xenoblade is looking a little different than what I remember. What's actually really interesting is, I don't know if you all remember this, but there was a lot of, like, you could probably find an article and read about it. But, because I've read a couple of articles on it. Genshin, before it was released, actually got a lot of flack for, it was called a Breath of the Wild copycat, is what it was touted as. And people were like, oh, this game is gonna flop, this isn't gonna be good. Like, oh, they have statues, they have gliding, and now it's like, well regarded, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, a random tangent. Ian-san says, well, who am I to turn down such a nice compliment? Most people say the first step is the hardest, but it's not actually that hard. Exaggerating the difficulty in your own head is where the fear comes in. True! At least in my case, that's very true. I'll never get it. Might as well not try. I hear that kind of talk all the time, but if you break your goal into smaller parts, the first steps might actually turn out to be the easiest. That's true. I think a lot of times people... I keep saying that. Don't take that too literally. That's just like a clutch phrase that I have. Sorry, semantic stuff. But I feel like there is a population of people, how's that? Where it's like, yes, your circumstances might make things a lot more difficult for you compared to, you know, how other people may, like for me, example, like when I grew up, I didn't have a lot of money. So that's just one of the experiences that made, you know, life a little bit more difficult for me, and, you know, that other people didn't have to deal with or have to consider. But there's a difference between, like, okay, well, I recognize that, and, like, you know, I won't beat myself up for not making the same sort of progress or not being at the same level that somebody else might be at a certain age or whatever. There's that, right? But there's also, like, not even giving yourself a chance and blaming your circumstances and making it so that, like, oh, because these are the circumstances I have, I'm not even gonna try. You know what I mean? I don't know, like, I'm not trying to, like, blame people for feeling bogged down. And now I'm using the word bog because it's like, I've certainly felt that way. You know, I've certainly felt bogged down by my sort of individual experiences. You know, but I feel like sometimes people use that as a crutch, if that makes sense. I don't know. To be like, okay, I'm not going to do anything now. Does that make sense? And again, you know, the reason why I like talking about these things too is because, you know, I have, my experience is my own. You know, maybe there are other experiences out there that I'm not familiar with, and, you know, maybe that will change my perspective on how I see things. But I feel like there is that population of people where they'll sort of just blame the world and blame everything. Blame the world for all of their misgivings, including the sort of misgivings that come about from them not doing anything, right? Does that make... I don't want to, like, I'm trying to put this in a respectful and thoughtful way, because again, like, maybe there are some things that I'm not considering because I haven't experienced them, or like maybe I'm being thoughtless in that way. But from my understanding, right, it's like, I'm trying to give an example to make my point clearer. But it's like, yes, you can understand that some of your current circumstances might be because of, like, there's one thing, there's understanding that, right? And then there's, like, blaming everything on the world and the circumstances. Does that make sense? I'm really trying to think of a good example. But you understand? You agree? Yeah. And, like, I don't know. And like, I'd love to learn. And again, if you don't feel comfortable talking about it, don't ever feel like you have to engage in this conversation because I'm having it. You know, if you don't feel comfortable sharing your own personal experience, because it's a very scary and brave thing to do that on the internet with so many people out there who can potentially... Not saying that I don't trust the archangels. I'm very grateful for the community that I've cultivated, because I can have these very open and honest conversations with you all, and you all are very, you know, where you are comfortable, wherever you feel comfortable with being vulnerable, are willing to have like open-minded and respectful conversations, whether or not you share the same perspectives as I do. It's an honor to honestly be able to do that. But I can understand if you've had bad experiences with doing that on the internet and you don't feel safe doing so. So, you know, I never push for you all to share if you don't want to. But, you know, I want to know, because again, it's not I would not consider myself one of those people. I'm not saying, like, I'm not trying to, like, other you. I'm not trying to, you know, because it's like, that's very much something that, you know, folks struggle with, right? Like, not being able to, I guess, have, I don't know. Let me take a second to catch up on the chat so I can see. Yeah. So it's like you feel as if you mentioned like the world itself like has denied you, and it's see, that's something I want to like learn more about, like. And we don't have to have this conversation right now. Of course, we're in the middle of a video game. But just to start the conversation, right? Because again, it's like, I feel like sometimes we are so quick to judge other people because they have different experiences. And it's like, if that is something that an individual is very interested in, like, talking about, or, you know, I don't know. Because it's like, again, everyone has different perspectives, different lived experiences. And I don't think there's any shame in talking about it. You know what I mean? Because again, like I mentioned before, there are things that I could be better at. There's a lot of things that I want to improve about myself. And talking about like that doesn't make me a bad person, right? But I'm willing to talk about it and share my experiences and my perspectives and learn about other people's perspectives on it and change and things like that. Yeah. Yeah, don't get bogged down. I'm trying to think of a specific example. This is a topic I am very passionate about talking about. I feel like it's gonna be tough to have a big conversation about it here because we have to finish this quest. But let me write this down. I do want to think more about it. This is a very interesting topic. Because it's something I've thought about a lot. And I feel like I've had a conversation about it with one of my friends before. That sort of feeling like, that whole, like, the world is against you. Where, like, the world, it's a feeling of, like, you've been failed, right? Like, you've been failed by, whether it's the world, society, or things like that. You know what I mean? Because again, like maybe my experiences weren't as intense, or my feelings weren't as intense to where I didn't feel that way. You know what I mean? Because again, it's like it's just not something I've experienced. Whereas other people the reason why they feel that way, maybe for them, they didn't have like a support system, you know, or their specific circumstances are more dire to where it feels more like the world is against them or has failed them. I don't know. Because, you know, what an individual does, regardless of their circumstances, you know, what an individual does, whether it's good or bad, that's a totally separate conversation than how someone might feel, right? Because you can feel a certain way and then how you act upon it is a totally different conversation, right? We're just talking about, like, how you perceive the world, right? Because you can feel like, oh, the world is against me, or I feel like defeated by the world, and you can do something positive, you know, outwardly, or do something negative outwardly. And same goes with, maybe you don't feel like the world is against you. Maybe you feel like the world is your oyster, and, you know, the world was built to, like, favor you, and whether you do something good or negative from that, you know, how you go about behaving is a separate conversation from how you feel. You know what I mean? And so I feel like I try to have these sorts of conversations about, you know, feelings, but then people take it into a conversation of, oh, well, this sort of behavior. And it's like, because we're only human, right? I'll have feelings about things that I'll have like as in an instant, right? As a snap sort of feeling. And then maybe based off of how I was raised or how I was socialized, right? And that's like a sort of an instinctual feeling. That's just a human thing, right? But then I can have a secondary feeling where it's like, oh, no, I know that's a bad thing, right? Like I know it's not okay to like be jealous or to envy someone or whatever. Sorry, I know there's someone in the chat named Envy. But, you know, what you do as what you think as a secondary feeling and what you do behaviorally, that's more in line with... I'm tangenting so much, isn't that crazy? But, you know, I think there's merit in talking... Exactly, like how you feel is a very different... like how you feel about things, just based on how you lived and your personal experiences, how you were socialized. That's a very different conversation than what you do with those feelings. You know what I mean? And I feel like... I don't know. Because those sorts of snap feelings, you can unlearn unhealthy ones. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you can learn how to, you know, fix. I don't know what the word. I apologize for my ineloquence, but I feel like you could be, you know, raised a certain way, but you can, you know, maybe grew up in a not so great situation. You can unlearn some things. You can learn how to think about them more healthily. And maybe, you know, however many years down the line, you still have that sort of snap judgment, right? That snap feeling. But then have that secondary, like, oh, well, no, I learned that it's this or that. And then you can behave positively. This is a nice point, Smiling Dog. The world isn't perfect to begin with, and many people are different in terms of how things turned out, good or bad. And sometimes life can be unfair, but at the end of the day, it's life, and you gotta live it, right? Yeah, as well. That too. Not everything needs to be fixed. It's okay to be different, right? Like kintsugi. Yeah. No, it's like you, because kintsugi, for those who don't know, it's like finding the beauty in. Because essentially what you do is, like, let's say you have a broken clay pot. And then when you put it back together, when you fix it, you don't hide the scar, right? You don't hide the cracks, but you like highlight them, almost like you make them into its own new thing by putting gold in it. And sure, it may be different from what it was originally or from other pots, but it's still beautiful in its own way, and it's still, you know, yeah, exactly. And I think that highlights the sort of overarching conversation we're trying to have, in that we're all human, and to be human is to be imperfect, right? And that's not I'm not saying that's, because I'm sure someone's going to take this out of context and say, like, oh, Rita's excusing bad behavior by saying, oh, no one's perfect. That's not what I'm trying to say, right? Whether you do something, like, when you do something bad, that's a totally different conversation. What I'm trying to say is, no one's perfect. And you shouldn't feel ashamed for, like, not getting everything right all the time, or feeling like you're not perfect, or just because you're different doesn't mean you're bad. Does that make sense? How do we get into this topic again? It's because I'm a yapper. You know? Yeah. Is anyone rating it now? Oh my gosh. This is going to be a hard one to summarize, but yeah, this is all great stuff. I'm so honored to be able to have these conversations with you all. I think that's one of my, like, biggest honors to be able to do, like, on my platform and on my channel. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, you know. That's totally okay. If you're more of, like, a lighthearted, that's totally fine. You don't gotta play Genshin like this. You don't have to play Genshin with a million tangents. But for those who resonate with what I talk about, who are open to having conversations and giving me their perspective, or just sharing their thoughts, it really means a lot to me to be able to have these conversations. So thank you all for, and even if you're not, like, talking, conversating, I'm losing my eloquence. If you're just lurking, that too. Thank you for listening in, VOD Gang. Thank you for listening. So I don't know, when we have conversations like this, I feel very grateful for that. I know that as somebody on the internet with a, you know, I don't want to say following, an audience, I guess, there we go. a community. I know my words hold a lot of weight. And I know I apologize if this sounds like a broken record. I really do cherish that. That a lot of you put a lot of stock into what I say. And I recognize that, and I'm very honored by that. And I hope I can continue to be able to honor that respect that you all put in me. Yeah, and again, back to the whole imperfection conversation. I might not be able to say things super eloquently. I've mentioned before, I'm not an expert in anything. So, of course, please take everything I say with a grain of salt. Please look into things on your own. Please don't put all your trust into one random girl on the internet. But I do thank you all for your time and for your ears and for your open minds as well. Okay, yes, let's continue on. Sorry, sometimes I get self-conscious about how often I ramble. Oh my gosh. You are influencing us, Rita. I always get, like, put off when I call myself an influencer just because there's so many people in the influencer sphere who do a lot of irresponsible things with their platform. And I'm not trying to name names. I'm not trying to start any drama here. But that is the case, I'm sure. But I try to be, where I can, a good influence. I hope I am. Gosh. Yeah. I think Rita's the only one that plays Genshin like this. I don't do this just for stream. I hope you know that. Like, this is how I think about media a lot. Well, again, there's sometimes I'll just watch. I don't always play games like this. There's games and anime I watch just to turn my brain off and be silly. So there's that. Okay, let's continue. Like I mentioned a couple of minutes ago.
You're right. That makes a lot of sense.
Ian-san says, just like when I told you to eat less meat and drink more kale juice. You probably heard that and thought, I can never eat meat again. I have to drink kale juice for every meal. I'll practically starve. That's why Paimon was so against it. In reality, all it takes to start is eating 2 fewer servings of glazed meat stew and adding some kale juice for nutrition. That's it. It's not about making drastic changes all at once. Real.
That sounds like something Paimon could do, but would that really change anything?
Yes, in the long run. And I think a lot of people get so I'm doing it! I think people... See, you know how I feel like saying a lot of people is my clutch phrase. What I mean when I say that, I really mean, like, there is a certain population of people. It's just a common... It's just the thing I say. Sorry, semantics. But I think sometimes people feel like healing journeys have to be a big, huge, dramatic thing. Sometimes it's like maybe if you have, like, I don't know, like maybe you just struggle with getting, you know, quote-unquote basic things done, right? Like just taking a shower or like getting up and feeding yourself like a healthy, fulfilling meal. Like that can be a huge step, even if it may not seem like one. You know, just changing a little bit of your routine every day. I think that can be, you know, commendable. Aeon-san says, consistency is key. You can't accomplish your goals in one fell swoop. You have to eat away at them little by little. That's how you build habits. Yes. My ancient name means power. Did you know that? So everyone thought I would grow up to be this tall, burly, muscular warrior. But that's not what happened. A lot of people were confused and disappointed. My fellow warriors couldn't understand why I inherited that name over them. At first, I also felt lost. It was only later that I realized true strength basically boils down to problem solving. Physical strength is just a means to an end, like everything else. So I began to break down problems into smaller parts. When facing an impossible situation, you just need to act. And if you fail, so what? That's just life. Real? Crying, sobbing. Wait! This is so whimsy-coded! For those who don't know, my yearly theme is Year of Whimsy. And I feel like that's just so... That vibes with me so well. I'm snatching that. I'm taking that for myself. She is so real for that. Small but mighty, indeed. If you fail, so what? That's just life. I need that. I'm adding that to my whimsy jargon. Well said.
Oh, well,
And again,
That way, Paimon's almost encouraged
for
to
some
start
people,
drinking
that
kimchi
might
sorrow.
not
No,
resonate.
Today, I'm almost
Right?
done
Like for some
today.
people, that might not be what they need to hear. You know what I mean? Because for some people, I have another tangent. Ah! I'll finish this and then we can go into the tangent.
You're
Oh gosh.
amazing, Ann-san. You really make Paimon feel like she can do the impossible. Maybe your true strength is giving other people strength.
So here we go again. Oh my gosh. I don't deserve that much credit. You already have that strength within you. I'm sure you faced more obstacles than I can imagine during your travels, but you never gave up. That proves it. I bet I could learn a thing or two from you. Oh.
Bad news. Okotlan is out of control.
Who's Okotlan? Stay calm. I'll be right there. You said earlier you don't drink too much caffeine. It feels like you don't need it with all this energy. Yeah. No, I'm such an energetic person. Specifically, I'm a morning person, so I have a lot of energy in the morning. By the way, Yansen says, looks like the time for conversation is over. Let's go see him. Back to what I was saying. A lot of times people think I'm like caffeinated when I'm not. Or like if I have like a drink or something, like at a friend's birthday party or something, we're having dinner, I have like a glass of like wine or something. And they're like, Rita, are you drunk? But it's like, no, I'm literally just this excitable generally. This is just who I am as a person.
What are you doing, Okotlan?
Oh my gosh.
Wake up!
Oh my goodness.
Don't you recognize us, my boy?
Oh, this was the third person. Do they? You don't seem that caffeinated unless you mean off stream. If they don't know me that well, like the way that I'm talking right now and behaving, they're like, whoa, too much energy, you know what I mean? Generally speaking.
The abyss monsters are everywhere. Everywhere.
Because I'm telling you, this the way that I talk about Genshin right now is how I talk about media that I get excited about. Like when I went to go, this is a little while ago, but when I was playing XC3 and all things return to Xenoblade, and I was talking to my friend, this was Sleepy. I was having lunch with Sleepy, and we were eating our curry and stuff like that, and I was like, I need to tell you about Xenoblade, and like I went off, and she doesn't play Xenoblade, she doesn't play video games, but I was like, and then this happened, and then like you're not gonna believe what happened in chapter 3, and then and like. But she knows me. She's known me for a while, so she knows that's like the level of energy that I give normally. But anyway, sorry. Continuing on. Ooh,
They've taken over the tribe. No
oh my gosh, how has it already been over 3 hours? I thought today was gonna be a short stream because I was like, Interlude, short. You know, Tribal Chronicles, short. And then I started tangenting way too much.
Did we lose the battle?
My hubris.
No. It's pointless to think about that now. A warrior only has one job. Fight until the very end.
Oh my gosh.
Careful! He's not
Careful!
himself.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Okotlan!
Oh gosh. Janssen says, get back! I don't think he can hear us right now. We need to get him under control. Let's go! Oh gosh. Oh jeez.
Boring.
Oh god, don't call him boring. He's already going through it. Yeah, we're not baddies. Put a healing circle down for all of us, right? Gosh.
Get out of my tribe!
Gosh. Short stream with a gotcha? No way! Cruising on down Main Street. Da, 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 da. A short stream with Rita? No way! I don't know if that's the reference you were trying to make, but I turned it into that.
Please, son. You've got to stop. You can't keep going like this.
Wretched monsters.
The title did not lose its purpose because we did do the interlude and a tribal chronicle today. So, there you go.
Give me my family back.
Please let this be a normal stream with Rita? No way! That's so funny.
That's your father. He's standing.
It isn't. Thank you for getting you. I got you.
Get out of my home. I'll never forgive you.
Oh no, Cotland. Oh my gosh. Oh, not the dramatic music. Oh my god. Oh jeez. No! Rihanna says, watch out!
Are you alright, sir?
Oh, oh jeez.
Fine.
Are you sure about that? That was a
Don't
really...
hurt my son. He's just trying to protect his home.
Don't worry. We'll figure something out. Got him. I don't know what that's supposed to be.
What should we do now? He's different from the other two. It's like he can't hear us at all. He keeps calling us monsters. We're basically enemies to him now.
And I'm sure he knows how to fight.
Oh, Coatlan.
Oh gosh. Pause, because I need to read this. Oh gosh. He has a fighting spirit. That's for sure. We can't keep him unconscious forever. I need to think. As of late, 4 to 5 hours have been Rita's normal stream length. Oh! I've been trying to, like, manage my stream time because I have a lot of projects. Of course, getting ready for my anniversary. So I was like, maybe I'll just go down to, like, 3 streams a week again. But then I was looking at my stream schedule and I was like, there's so many things I want to play. Anyway, continuing on.
Abyssal corrosion syndrome.
Oh,
500 years later, and it's resurfaced again.
Ah! Is this Dane?
Huh?
Or Capitan, oh sorry. I saw the cloak and I wasn't even paying attention to the voice. That is the captain. I saw the cloak and I was like, wait, other people are dressed like that too in the game. And I was like, that doesn't sound like him. And I was like, wait a minute, I know someone who sounds like that. Eon-sen says, well, because it's also the interlude, so I thought maybe, because Dane usually shows up during the interlude, so I thought, I saw the clothes, I thought of interlude, and then I didn't even register him talking. But this is the captain.
Direct contact with high concentrations of abyssal power causes irreversible mental trauma in most people.
I wonder if we will get to see Dane in this one, though.
The exact presentation will vary according to trauma level. Some will suffer from superficial hallucinations and maintain the capacity to perceive the outside world. In such cases, verbal and physical interaction can be used to break through the hallucination. However, there are also those who are so far gone, entrenched in hallucinations so deep that medical intervention is the only option. That's why we developed the Drought of Lucidity.
The draft of lucidity?
Draught?
It's a kind of medicine that can dispel the psychological impact of the abyss. The treatment comes with severe side effects, including chronic migraines for the rest of the patient's life. So, it's reserved for the worst cases. This man is a devoted warrior, one not easily swayed from battle. That is precisely why it's so difficult to pull him out of this hallucination. If you trust me to be true to my word, give him this.
Wretched monsters! Setting up an ambush! Give me your worst. It's either your end or mine!
Oh, gosh.
Hurry! He's awake!
Please, give him the draft.
Oh, it is
My
draft.
son thinks he's alone in this world. In his mind, all his family and comrades are gone, and only enemies remain. There's nothing more painful for a warrior than losing everything you fought so hard to protect.
That's fair. Oh gosh. At the father's request, Eon-san accepts the draft, from the captain and quickly gives it to Coatlan. Oof, I forgot I have.
What's going on? Dad? What are you doing here? My head hurts. I just had the strangest dream. I dreamt the abyss took over the tribe.
Oof.
It's all right, my boy. It was just a
Just
nightmare.
a nightmare.
Let's go home. You need a good night's sleep. But first, I want to thank you for saving my son. May I ask your name?
The captain.
Just Capitano.
The captain.
I owe you
The
more
Herta.
than words can say, Mr. Capitano. My name is Mune. You're
I don't know
welcome
why
in
I
my
was gonna say
home
Monday.
anytime.
Aw.
Time to go, son.
Mune.
Can you stand?
I'll help you carry him back. Rita, let's meet up later. After the crowd disperses, the captain hands a few more doses of medicine to the guards so that the remaining warriors can be cured.
Thank goodness everything turned out all right.
Thank you. You saved the
Think
day.
nothing of it. I agreed to offer you my aid, so this is merely a part of that duty. Besides, I care deeply about this land.
Right! When we were with Moika, you told us you and your soldiers defended Natlan against the Abyss 500 years ago.
That's right.
Auto this.
My desire to protect this nation remains unchanged. When my platoon arrived in
I hit my
Natlan
box that has
500
the
years
screen
ago, like you, we were true outlanders. But as time passed, I encountered the people of this land and witnessed their desperate struggle against the Abyss. Though many of the warriors were rash and inexperienced, they were steadfast and fearless in battle, willing to do anything to protect their fellow citizens, oftentimes with complete disregard for their own survival. Just as I fought for the glory of Conria, they fought for the survival of their nation. We happened to share a common enemy, so I decided to offer my aid. We fought side by side to the very end. I traveled to many places after that, but I never forgot this land. Even now, my work in Natlan remains unfinished.
Natlan hasn't forgotten you either.
They remember who I used to be. The Sentinel Knight, who fought with
Masters
the
of the
Masters of
Nightwind.
the Nightwind. Still,
Wow.
I prefer to leave all that in the past. That name carries with it the glory of my homeland and the honor of Natlan. Yet, I failed to bring my soldiers home. And I failed to help Natlan defeat the Abyss.
But that's not your fault. The Abyss is way stronger than any of us imagined.
You need not comfort me. I am no longer who I once was. Let the events of the past continue to collect dust in the annals of history. I will continue to help Natlan in my own way.
Like, with the draft of lucidity? Who knew you could make medicine? Were you a doctor before?
No, he's not Dottore. He's the captain.
Was Guthred's invention. He was a respected military doctor, as well as my trusted second in command. We faced a similar situation to what you witnessed today. The endless battles against the Abyss triggered delusions among the soldiers, to the point where some attempted to kill each other. In order to develop a treatment as fast as possible, Guthred used himself as a test subject. He passed away shortly after the drought was complete.
I don't know if you guys can tell I'm trying really hard not to tangent.
That's who he was.
I already tangented so much.
His pursuits, no matter the cost, no matter the sacrifice. In the end, he even gave himself up for a chance of success.
The time has passed for me to go back to it because I had another tangent to go to, but I'll keep my lips sealed.
I'm sure he would be pleased his creation aids people even now. The Abyss has wrought enough suffering on this land. I sincerely hope this war will end soon.
No matter the cost, no matter the sacrifice. That sounds rather familiar. Her brother.
Stop worrying about other people's survival, about their losses and sacrifices. You just need to
I remember
win.
this.
That must be why I've returned. For this
Because I feel like we only ever get to see, like, anything having to do with a sibling in the interludes. Oh my gosh.
Please finish what you set out to do, Commander.
Yeah. The soul that possessed Ororon. It was Guthred, wasn't it? Oh, I didn't talk too much about Ororon in the recap, did I? Anyone who's not familiar with Genshin, if you have any questions, ask them. It was Guthred, wasn't it?
You're more perceptive than I imagined.
There you go, Joshua. Question answered.
However, some things are better kept secret for now. We may be working together, but our goals are not entirely aligned.
Oh, he's like, I'm not your friend.
I'm starting to think we should be more careful around you.
I may be your ally, but I'm not your
I do not mean to
friend.
jeopardize the trust between us. I simply prefer to keep this to myself, because it's a personal matter. All I can tell you is this. Natlan may have survived the worst of the crisis, but the souls of this land are still not at peace. And that is why my work is not yet done.
Well, if it's personal, then we'll just have to trust you.
If you have other questions, I'm willing to answer them.
Wait.
Like anything?
Anything?
For realsies?
Paimon wants to know how you eat with the mask.
What the Paimon? You don't just ask someone how they eat with their mask on. Just kidding. Just kidding. Joke, joke, joke. Actually, there is something I want to know.
Natlan must pay the price for Mawika's use of the ruler of
Dramatic
death's power.
flashback.
That
Mind
price
space.
is death.
Oh.
And only Mawika's death can clear the debt.
That's right, that's right.
Even now that the war's over and the threat to Natlan is gone, it looks like that death is still set in stone.
Oh gosh. Could the captain know something about the ruler of death? I might not get this opportunity again. I should ask him. Ask about the ruler of death.
In the garden cultivated by the gods, flowers and weeds grow side by side. When the weeds compete for nutrients in the soil, the gardener intervenes to inhibit their growth. I'm not one to pass judgment based on my own standard of right and wrong. But it is an undeniable fact that she is responsible for my suffering, as well as that of my people. If that explanation is too difficult to understand...
Oh gosh.
Allow me to show you exactly what I mean.
We'll go to my garden. Just kidding, I'm just kidding. Oh. Hello. Hey, Paimon, please. Have a little tact. The curse of immortality. Look, she can't hide her expressions either. It's okay, I'm the same way. I also have trouble hiding my facial expressions. The curse of immortality. I don't know what I expected. Oh, no, I'm gonna see this
The
one.
ruler of death can freely define the form of death, or grant
Face reveal, I know, right?
to anyone she desires.
I know, show us.
Her power is a rule
I think it's more
in and of
powerful though that they
itself.
don't. Like more
Faced with
impactful,
such
I
an
mean.
overwhelming level of power, it can feel hopeless to resist. But I'm
No.
of the belief that in
No
this
face reveal.
world, no destiny is unchangeable, no death inevitable, and no rule unbreakable.
Well, I mean, it could be differently impactful to other people. Just speaking
So,
from my perspective.
Before the final moment truly arrives,
A
we must
Kakashi.
fight harder than ever.
Underneath this mask is another mask. Hey, Rita! Paimon! Yes, that's me? Sorry, I hope I didn't interrupt anything. After helping a Kotlan back home, I went on a small walk and happened to run into a messenger from the Scions of the Canopy. He's been looking for you everywhere.
Oh, did something happen?
Apparently, Shalonen's ready to start forging your ancient name. She needs to check the progress of the Pilgrim's Chronicle, that device she gave you before. Oh! I haven't looked at it yet! She invited a bunch of people to be there, including me. So let's head to the stadium once you're done here.
This is a critical time
Oh
for you,
gosh.
traveler.
Oh! Wait, I want to look at my
Best not to
Chronicle just a
delay.
little bit. Just
so
for
let
a
us end
second.
our conversation for now. Best of luck to you all.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye. Okay, take care of yourself. Alright, bye-bye. See you later. Okay. What a mysterious guy. Still, he doesn't seem quite as intimidating as before. We're basically comrades now, right? Anyway, let's head to the stadium. We shouldn't keep everyone waiting.
So in the end, the captain still hasn't told us
Okay,
his
the
real
Chronicle. The Chronicle.
reminds Paimon of
Don't
some-
tell me yet. I gotta figure out one of these. Is it inventory? I'll look for it. The hunt is part of the fun. It's gotta be like a key item or something. This. Here we go. Woohoo! Oh! Is that it? Do I need to do more? Should I do more? Oh, I feel like I haven't done enough. Should I wait? Maybe I shouldn't go. I'm like, I haven't done anything. Oh my gosh. Usually you'd have done all the tribal things. Okay, maybe I should just not go. Maybe I should just not go for now. We'll finish this at another time. Oh my god. Well, maybe we can finish it when we start Chapter 5 Interlude. Oh my gosh. It doesn't give up the Chronicle? Oh, but I feel bad. How much left of the Interlude is there? Oh my gosh. Well, let's see if they'll even let us continue. Okay, well, it'll let us continue. I think we should finish the interlude today. Like 5 minutes? They're gonna judge me so hard for not doing anything. They're gonna be like, let's see if you've explored and contributed enough to Natlan, and they're gonna be like, oh. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna do them. I will. We're just on a time crunch here. Natlan needs saving.
They just seem so tired,
Oh
you know?
gosh. They're gonna judge me, aren't they? They're gonna be like, oh, well.
You've been alive for too long?
And if they don't, we will. No! Everyone enjoys games in different ways. Games are meant to be enjoyed in different ways, okay? I will play them.
Sure took your sweet
Just
time.
not in the right order that they anticipate. Okay, Ahau. Oh my gosh.
How dare you keep the almighty Dragon Lord?
Okay, Ahau, I'm sorry.
And apologize, or we'll...
Well, there you go. It's okay. Me too, Ahau. The curse of yapping too much. Kanich says, don't listen to him. We just got here too.
Kanich, Kachina, Mualani? Woo, everyone's here!
Thanks, Kanich.
Reunited at last. Did you miss us? I brought candy and cookies to share.
Aw, thanks.
Of course we missed you. Ooh, you brought swords.
Ahau, he's a Saurian, I believe. A digital one.
Just in time, traveler. It's so stifling in here.
This is
I was
March's
just about to
voice
go
actress.
outside to get some air.
It's the same temperature outside.
Oh.
Anyway, how was the trip here?
Ororon is so funny. Their relationship is so funny. Cause like Sitlali is so dramatic, like very animated. There you go. And Ororon is like, oh, like he's very like simple, you know, in how he behaves. And so whenever they interact, it's really funny. Pretty smooth.
To be honest, I also didn't expect this many people to show up. A third of this amount is more than enough for my plan.
Your plan? Why do you need them here? Oh, to like vouch. Yeah, because in my Chronicle might not say
I need to
a
ask
lot,
them
but
about you, gather their thoughts.
Oh,
and
yeah,
hopes.
yeah, yeah.
That will help the formation of your ancient name.
My ancient name's gonna be like one who finishes things halfway. No, that's only because I didn't finish all the tribal chronicles.
You brought the Pilgrim's Chronicle, right?
Oh, no,
Yeah,
she's gonna be like,
take a
that's
look.
not enough. Oh, she's gonna judge me so hard. Sorry.
Okay. The progress looks
Okay.
good. We have enough people.
I would be devastated if they had
So
different
let's get
lines, like based off of how much you did. But I'll take progress looks good. I'm hoping she says that about everyone.
Chaska showing up late for something?
That's crazy. That's a first.
I had to follow a group of monsters further than expected.
Ancient name of procrastinating? No,
it's
it's
what you did for my tribe.
ancient name.
Thank you.
Ancient name of doing things in her own way. You know, doing things out of order, following her own path. Rita deserves most of the credit. Plus, if it weren't for your help during the battle, the Collective of Plenty would have suffered a lot more. We had the mountain power to spare, so it's only right we return the favor. We're just doing our part.
Okay, let's
Ancient name of tangenting. That's so funny.
Everyone's here, so let's get started.
Aw,
All right,
I have so many
let me
friends,
remind
or
everyone
I
what's
traveler.
going to happen. I need each of you to stand before the Pilgrim's Chronicle and share your stories about
Good
the
stories,
traveler.
hopefully, please.
Your words will be recorded and become a part of the
Aw,
traveler's
that's
ancient
sweet.
name. Any questions?
I love that. Nope.
All right, then to start things off.
Oh, this is so exciting.
Remember what we discussed?
Do I have to like listen to them talk
right,
about me?
I
Oh my
almost
gosh.
forgot.
This is gonna be a little embarrassing.
Traveler, Paimon, you
That's what I thought.
can't be here for this part.
Oh, no, I don't. I really don't.
I need people's true thoughts and feelings. It's best if the subject in question
Yeah,
isn't
I don't want to
involved.
be here for this.
It's much more difficult to
Either
express
way,
those feelings to someone's
agreed.
face. People get shy in those situations. It's just how it is.
You're right. Just like when Paimon doesn't have enough more to pay for her meal, but she's too embarrassed to tell the travelers, so she has to make up some
Paimon? I thought we just shared the same coin purse. Paimon, I don't think that's the same. I can't believe we have our own
You want us to leave the Pilgrim's
I figured we had like the
Chronicle
same money amount, that we shared the same pool of money.
Oh, don't worry. This shouldn't take long.
That makes me sad that we don't. Or maybe I should be grateful with how much Paimon eats.
Shilonen said made sense.
Oh
but
my gosh.
Did you see Sweet Lolly's
She has her own
reaction
allowance
right
now.
there? She was definitely the one who decided.
Because we do stuff together, so I feel like we should just split any of our earnings.
You know, here it's just making Paimon even more curious about what everyone's gonna
We have a
say.
joint bank account.
Anyway, you're gonna have an ancient name soon. Ooh, that's so exciting.
So exciting.
It's like we've been in Natland for quite a while already, doesn't it?
We've been traveling together for even longer. Oh, besties!
Right. If only Paimon could say a few things about you in there.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Looks like you're about to have that chance.
Oh, Paimon! I'm so happy.
Is everything all set?
Almost. We're just missing one last thing.
Oh my gosh.
You've been by the traveler's side the longest,
Oh,
Paimon. We need to hear what you have to say.
But Paimon's not from Natland.
Yeah, oh,
It
yeah,
doesn't
true.
matter. As a
Oh,
traveler's companion, your contributions are extremely important. You're the perfect person to finish the story.
Oh, little cherry on top.
Sorry, traveler. I just need to borrow Paimon for a second. It should be quick.
Remember last lantern, right? It was revealed she keeps her stash in her shoe. I love that you remember that detail. That is so fun. Hi, Paimon. Have fun. Oh, we're done. Okay. That took longer than expected.
Paimon gave us a lot.
Aww.
And I mean a lot of information. I'm not
Hopefully
even sure
good
the
things.
Lord of the Land managed to get all of it.
Well, we've been to 6 nations already.
Here, you can have the Pilgrim's Chronicle back. I'll need
Oh,
it
thank
when I
goodness.
forge the name, but you can continue your adventures in the
Whew,
meantime.
okay, thank goodness.
And
Okay,
when the time comes,
before...
I will forge you an ancient name unlike anything
Okay,
that's
okay.
come before.
Before that
so
happens, I gotta do all the tribal
Marika,
chronicles.
And Natlan as a whole can finally put an end to this endless war.
Whoa! Yay! There we go, and we finally did it. We finished it. The interlude, finally. I know I was yapping so much. What's probably gonna happen is, I think Lantern Right's coming up. Let me look at my calendar. Let's see. What, because, okay, let's see. Next week I'll probably do, because next week I think Zenless Zone 0 1.5 will come out. So next week, we'll skip on Genshin for next week. We'll do Honkai, we'll continue Honkai Star Rail 3.0 and then do Zenless Zone 0. And then the week after that, I think we'll do Lantern Right, because I'm assuming that's when Lantern Right will be. And then the week after that, we'll do either Lantern Right or Act 5. And I think that'll give me enough time to do more of Natlan's adventures and stuff. So chapter 5 has not finished. I believe there's one. I don't know if there's currently one more act after Interlude, and I don't know if they have any more after that. So we'll take a pause from Genshin next week because we have some Zenless to play. And then we also have Lantern right now. So it'll be a while until we see Act 5. But again, of course, worry not. I will give you a recap when the time comes. As per usual, if you're not familiar with how we do things here, I like to do recaps at the beginning of stream. So if you can't catch it during the beginning of the stream, or if you come in with a raid, usually I try to give recaps with every raid. But sometimes, it doesn't work out that way. But such is life. But thank you all so much for joining me. Yes, my next stream is in 2 days. Sunday night, we'll be finishing up Finding Paradise. So if you want to check out the first part of that, I did have a first stream to that. You can check. I didn't add it to a VOD yet because it's its own video. But I do have a VOD up for that. If you want to get caught up before I potentially finish the game this Sunday. Then please do. Aside from that, I do Xenoblade Chronicles Tuesday, every Tuesday. I also play a lot of Hoyoverse games, as you can tell, Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, and Zenless. Speaking of Hoyoverse, Stream Method, sorry, Shiny, you don't have to link all of these. Stream Method, Stream Liberame, and Stream Hop. I need to do a Genshin fan song. Oh my gosh. I have done Genshin covers though. What else? Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter or Blue Sky, or subscribe to the channel if you like. We talked about dreams earlier today. My dream is to keep doing this for as long as I can. I love what I do. It's I hope to make it my full-time career. So yeah, subscribing helps out a lot, or liking and chatting and sharing, whatever works. Grateful for whatever support you have, or you can give. But yeah. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you had lots of fun, and I'll see you all next time. I'll get you all set up with a stream raid. But as always, I'm the idol to give you the wings to fly. Cyber Angel Rita Kamishiro at your service. Bye! And thank you so much for celebrating your membership anniversary, Penguin Warrior. I agree. Great talking points. Okay, bye! Oh my gosh, you guys, my friend MB is streaming right now. I've never caught one of his streams before because he's like a totally different time zone. But this is the individual that I collaborated with to do the to do the Beyond the Sky beat cover. Fantastic arranger. I believe he works with Resonant Union. If you're not familiar with that, that was the Xeno series fan album I got to be a part of. He was actually the one who reached out to ask if I would be interested in joining in on the Zero Ranger fan album. So I wouldn't have been able to do all those really cool projects, including, the perfect arrange works. So yeah, let me see if he's cool with a raid. If he's even set up for raids. That's the thing. We could also do a manual raid. Because I was like, what is YouTube saying is live? And then I got that immediately. I'll ask. And we'll just chill here on the ending screen. Oh, we can't! Here, let me ask. Okay, I have to listen in while I ask. Hey, MB, can I raid? I think he's playing a Japanese game. It's like an RPG, it looks like. Maybe he could whitelist you. Yeah, we could just do a manual raid. We are wrapping up stream. Oh, he's reading it in Japanese. That's cool. My Japanese reading isn't as good. We're just gonna chill here. You guys can look at my schedule. Oh my gosh. It's a no spoileritos thing too. Maybe he can catch you all up. But I like rating people I haven't rated before, so. Oh my gosh, he's locked in on reading it. I really want to be able to play a game in Japanese someday. I think that'd be cool. Gosh, I'm just waiting to see if we get the okay. If not, then we'll find another raid target. We're gonna be stuck here on the end screen for a while. If you like the music you're hearing right now, this is one of my songs, Photocopy. Mm-hmm. Can we get the link while we're waiting? Sorry, Shiny, I don't normally ask you straight out, but all right. Well, I'm just gonna let the music play. I'll give you another update if I hear anything back. But you're just gonna be stuck here for a while. Enjoy the music. I think he's just super locked in right now. I'm checking in on the video. I think he's super locked in right now. Okay, well, I don't want to like take him out of it, but if you want to check out MB's channel, I believe it is linked in my Beyond the Sky Beat music video. So, yeah. Okay, I guess I'll set up the raid for someone else. Let me see. Time to play the... Okay. First is Kohaku Yumekui. Oh, wait. Did he just read it? Hold on. Did he? I heard him go, oh! I wonder if he read my message. Oh my gosh. Sayu starting wait! Okay. Yeah, because it'll only recommend me people who are live right now. So that's probably why it's not showing up. We'll raid into Sayu then. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. I'm setting it up right now. Thank you for your patience. It's weird though that... Because the way that it does it, it's like if you open up the redirect screen, it'll show up first. Yeah. And yeah, MB said he doesn't recommend raiding into that specific stream though. Okay, let's see. Okay, share. Copy. I will share both streams. We'll raid into Sayu's and then I'll also share MB's. Okay, save. Okay, I set it up. Let me share the link too. Share, copy. Here's MB's, but the YouTube will automatically raid you to Sayu. Okay, bye! Sorry, I've been yapping too much. Bye.